Hello, chat. Hi, guys. Um, how are you doing? What the fuck is? All right, guys, hold on one second. Goddamn fucking camera. Um, hold on here. Trying to fix it. Is this back to normal now? Let's see. Okay, desk mode. Let's go desk view. What the hell? What the fuck is going on? Don't be faggy, computer. Don't be faggy, camera. Don't be a faggy, camera. All right, I'm gonna have to figure out the other one then. All right, camera wants to be easy, so whatever. All right, see if I can get the other one to work. Guys, I get it. Funny. Hold on here. Let's see. Why is none of this working tonight? So I'm a little mad, yes, because I'm having a problem. Like, let's keep the melanated comments out for like 10 minutes. Just 10 seconds of non-melanated comments. Okay, let's see. Overhead. That fix it. Whiteboard. I don't know. It's gonna fix this chat. The AI tracking works. Well, will it even follow me? Like can you come on? Wait, it's not even AI tracking. I don't know what's going on, chat. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I'll reboot the camera or something, I guess. I don't know. So hold on tight. Let's see here. Okay. So, all right, guys, give me a second. I'll be back. Okay, chat. I still don't know. I still don't happen to this fucking usable camera. So I don't know why the fuck it's not working. Like, can you guys not hear me or what? Because guys, please, we don't need to, please, I just got the camera fixed. We don't need to canoe it up. All right. So, I don't know what the hell's wrong with the camera. It's being all retarded. Okay, so we are going to use what's called XPS foam. You guys can see it here. It's 1 inch thick, and we're going to use this to do some styling. We're going to try to make brickwork. So, what I need to do is get out my ruler and stuff and see what we can make here. So, this is going to be the bed for this, kind of like our base. It's what we're going to build on. So, we're going to take this, see what we can do. Now, I did watch a guy today who does this, and he just uses regular paint to do this, like regular acrylic paint from like Walmart. So this actually will be kind of cheap. So this will be kind of fun if we can do this right. Okay, so we want... I don't know, let's do like 4 inches. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's see here. Okay. We'll do a 4x6 square. All right. All right, chat, we're going to use our airplane keys here, and we're just going to cut this block. And I guess kind of get it going here. So hang tight with me. So move the camera view. There's nowhere I can do because you're going to stare at me. Fine. Here. You want to watch me go like this? Here. You're going to watch that for a minute then. There's nowhere else I can do. It's a 2 foot by 2 foot thing. I don't have any room for it. Okay. All right, chat. Hold on. All right, it's going to be a little crooked, but I don't care. I can use enough of this. Figure it out. I really need a hot wire thing, what these guys use. That would help a lot. Also, maybe a bigger knife blade. Can you even see that come through? Yeah, you can. All right. And yes, chat, I can buy the big foam panels, and I will, I can do this halfway decent, we'll buy some big foam panels for like $1 a square foot. But right now, we're doing this. So, all right. Did you even mark it? Yes. A little bit of a bitch to mark, but I did. And now I can actually cut with this and figure some things out. So, hurry, Sean, Duncan, and Diesel. We're not making napalm tonight. All right. So now I got a rough cut, and I can make this a little smaller and a little more easier to handle. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to trim this edge nice and clean. What are we making? We're going to learn how to make bricks tonight. So, actually, hold on. Will this work? Okay. All right. Good. I can't find my little ruler, and I'm a little disappointed because there's a smaller one than this. So. We're not sniping Nick, guys. He is not worth the fucking time. I'm not going to watch him sit there and watch him intentionally try to violate a TRO. I got other stuff we can do like this, which is what we're going to do. Okay? So. But yes, if you're doing this right, guys, you get the thing where it's the hot wire and you cut through it. A hot wire cutter, but I don't have one of those because I'm really just trying this tonight. What are the odds that Judge grants it? I mean, they weren't very high until Nick started fucking putting out bounties on collecting information. Like, you're kind of verifying the thing you're doing the thing Aaron said that you're doing, so it doesn't look good. What's up? It's a foam cutter?
It's a thread cutter.
Oh, okay.
But you have to like hold it, so you might need to.
I don't know if it's gonna. Well, I mean, it's got to go deep. I don't know if this will do that. I'll try it. Thank you, baby. So I think it's rather retarded what he's doing, but hey, he is a social media and legal expert. So ag synth chemist. What happened? What the hell is that? Good evening, Chad. It's great to be here. Well, thank you. Monsanto. Is that you, Ag? Yes, are you the evil twin brother? All right, Chad, there we go. We got a straight edge. Oh, straight-ish. Oh, let me see here. How straight is it? Yeah, good enough. You need a hot knife for a foam. I know, but I just tried this, so. Okay. Yeah, it's EDW. Unlike law student, yeah, but you know what? Apparently Aaron got in trouble for just talking about stuff, so I can't imagine that this is going to be any better. You're like, if this is what Aaron got jammed up on, then I could see Nick getting jammed up on it too. That's the point. Like, apparently that's acceptable in Minnesota, so Nick literally just had this happen, so I don't know why he's doing all this right now. Ooh, this actually is kind of easy to, like, I've never used this, like, for crafting, but I mean, I've cut foam and installed it before. This is actually fun to sculpt. So, okay. All right. So we're done playing around. All right. If Nick is not violated, then Aaron shouldn't be. I agree. I agree. He shouldn't, but you know what? Apparently the judge has disagreed, and Aaron or Nick and all his little gay logs have sent stuff in. So it is what it is, guys. I would not recommend the course of action Nick did. I mean, if Nick is putting together evidence for a hearing, why not just like sit around and like take your time and present it? Like running around doesn't really seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't get it. But once again, guys, like I said, I am not Nick. I'm not as smart as Nick. So I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Like I said, I don't claim to know what he's doing. Oh, that does mark. Oh, that marks better in the pen. All right, there we go. So, also, guys, thank you for tonight. You guys were great with Mike from the Young Jerks. That was a great show. So, thank you so much for being behaved. I should have ordered a bigger knife. That's why I saw people on YouTube using, but I was like, I got a little one that works. So there we go. All right, we got a bottom edge. That's good enough. Figured. Actually, I'll trim up that real quick. All right. Well, wow, that's actually a good fucking idea. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. I was like, I'm really tired of hearing about Karen Reed. I understand EDW, but that's like it's the hot thing, brother. Go heat up a cleaver blade. I needed some straight edges to work with here. Okay. So how tall are we doing these bricks? Rather or whether will Nick share his sandwich with Kayla and then they will forever rest in the pond, the only good ending. Yeah. And then unlike last time, you said, well, how would this work with hearsay? You said, I think it's fine, but I could be arguing addressing the content that Aaron's talking about is not. It's risky because if the magistrate disagrees with you, you go to fucking jail. So that's the dangerous part. That's the dangerous part of that. Yeah, I need a speed square. I got a square out in the garage chat. I'm just kind of just practicing some things here. So let's see here. Let's see here. Yes, it's a big piece of insulation foam. Yeah, so aren't the clips of Aaron double hearsay? No. They're party opponent. Like you can argue a bunch of different things. A lot of ways it could come in. A lot of ways it can come in. Very easy. So that's not a problem at all if you're trying to figure stuff out. I can get stuff in a lot of different ways from there. So okay, so I think we'll set these at 3 millimeters for right now. And you know what? I'm gonna set these at like 1.5 centimeter. Yeah, you know what? We'll do 5 millimeters for now. That's gonna be big enough for what we're doing. That'll be big enough. So big enough for us to practice on. All right, chat. We got a bunch of little 0.5 centimeter cuts. But yeah, it wouldn't be a hearsay issue. I get what you're getting at there, but no, that's not a hearsay problem. It's actually a pretty easy one because Nick could say that's Aaron. Well, actually, I think those are Nick's own clips anyway. He could say this is. I mean, but I think that's going to be a little. If I don't know what's in the thing though, are they clips of Aaron or are they clips of Nick? Because Nick introducing his own clips, yes, that's going to be very self-serving. It's like, look at all the times I didn't talk about Aaron. It's like, well, that's not a standard. Unless he's got all the times that Aaron talked. If that's what he's going after, then that could be helpful. All right, we'll do another set. We'll see if we can line all these up. And I think these are kind of close, so we'll try them out, chat. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, hold on one second. Yeah, sweetheart, what's up? Okay, thank you. All right, there we go. There, the banner's gone. All right. Feels gonna like dull the shit out of my blades. Eat up the scalpel blades on here, so we'll see. Ooh, oh God, this thing wants to move. Why is this moving? That's not good. I guess we'll keep that in mind now. Like, oh, that's not fun. This would be helped if this was a little more evenly lined. But oh well, we're getting there. We're getting the idea down, chat. Oh, jeez. Got to be careful flicking the knife blade out. Just firm pressure and dragging it across. Well, this is not lining up as good as I thought, but we're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep going. All right. Yeah, you can get knives that are parallel blades. Yeah, I don't have one of those, okay? I get it, chat. It's crooked. Let's please, can we not be melanated about it if it's not good? All right. More worried about the concept than actually like executing it perfectly tonight. So. So. Oh. So. think a table saw would work a little better. No. Yeah, this is. How the fuck this get so crooked? Fuck. I guess we'll work on what we got here. So, whatever. How big are the blocks we're going to cut for the frickin'... So. How big are these blocks going to be? I guess a centimeter and a half will be the plan. All right, shit. So then we need down here, we need to do a... I do them in sets of 3, I could just do a third of it. Go here. Okay. So I move down here. And we go... Two, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, anyways, chat, that's kind of what we're... I don't know if you guys could see that too well from there. There we go. There's a little bit of angle there. Now, how do we make those going? We're going to use some tools that we can widen these out with just a little bit, and then we'll try that next. So let's just see if we can do this at all. We'll get a couple rows, and then we'll stop. I bet that'll be enough. And chat, we'll switch over to something in a second. I'm a little busy. We'll do one more. There we go. All right. Where are the shower heads going? So, all right. Okay. Put on Kino Casino. Guys, just pamper tamper. Okay. I'm worried about getting that done first. Now we'll find something to watch. All right. What do we got that's live? Let's just see who's live tonight to start with. Oh, is there anything in California? Nope. Nope, nothing there. Lolcow Live is going. Let's see here. No, there's rioting in Serbia. Let's see what else we got. Let's who the hell is this? Well, there's UFC tonight, but yeah, we're not gonna be able to do that. All right, let's see what else we got. Who else is live? Oh, there's. Let's see here. Here we go. There's some storm chasing. I don't know, chat. Let's see what else we got. Air raid sirens are going off in Tehran. Okay. Bad Electrician grabbed a great view in the Battle of Athens. Yeah. Old school Kino Casino. Yeah, but there's no. Yeah. We'll just watch a little bit of. Oh, here we go, chat. I'll put this on for a minute here, so I got to go grab something, and I'll be right back.
Our southern storm near Gary, this one.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
They have issued another tornado warning. That's for Jackson and Millette counties.
If you live in North Dakota or South Dakota, be careful.
This storm, I believe. So this is all the way back over.
Hold on.
In southwestern South Dakota. This back over near.
Yeah, the Paul brothers are fighting, huh?
So Kadoka, you are in this tornado warning. Just to the south of Belvedere as well, going towards
44. What's the name of this guy's channel?
They are all included in this tornado warning. This storm could be contaminated because of all the hail, but we may have a tornado.
Nick's drunk. That's not surprising. So
see the velocities couplet there on radar popping up again. It is hard to verify whether or not this is tornadic or it is just for all the hail contamination. Nonetheless, take this warning seriously near Highway 73. It will be eventually tracking towards the south side there of Belvedere over the next few minutes. This storm has had a history of producing damaging winds as high as 80 miles per hour north of Rapid City, and it's also produced significant hail here over the last few hours. Rosebud, Winter are long-term trajectories of this storm in South Dakota. Also, the severe thunderstorm watch for this area goes until 11 o'clock tonight Central Time. So continue to stay weather aware. Also, the tornado warning back over near Clear Lake has now expired. That is the one that has already produced a large tornado. May try to drop another tornado here soon going towards Providence. Last few radar scans showing our main area of rotation near 7, tracking towards Providence over the next 15 to 20 minutes. Back over to Storm Runner Media, who's looking at the storm near Gary.
Everyone's hammering it east.
Not really seeing much right now. If there was a tornado to be north of 4. They've also just issued a flash flood warning for Clear Lake and Altamont, which is where we had a large tornado earlier.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We're now up to 4 tornado warnings. We got another one. This one is in Swift County, Minnesota. This is radar indicated just to the southwest of Benson, south of Clontarf, near Danvers. So seek shelter if you are in this warning. Get away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible. This is once again in west central Minnesota, goes until 8:15 central.
Miniature hobbies, okay.
The storm is moving east at about 20 miles per hour. The main area of rotation is over Highway 12, going into Danvers over the next few minutes. And if we have a tornado, it is moving into the town of Danvers within the next couple of minutes, and then going towards DeGraff in Murdoch. Kurt Hovind will eventually be in the path of this storm as well. Again, this is kind of getting a bit more clustered up here to the north. These storms are going to struggle a little bit more to produce a threat for strong tornadoes, but tornadoes in general are going to be a possibility with this area of storm activity. Thank you, Jazz, for becoming a member. Thank you, Vibe, for the $20 super chat. Keep doing a great job. Big thanks from Las Vegas, heading to my home in Minnesota now, keeping an eye on the skies in the Minneapolis area. Yeah, and again, later tonight, we are going to see storms in Minneapolis. I am confident that we will see some degree of storms back over Minneapolis. I know you guys aren't in a watch right now. I would expect later on that they will either extend our tornado watch or actually issue a severe watch for the Twin Cities back even through New Ulm. But it's going to be a matter of time. Again,
All right, Chad, I think I got some
right now
tools we
back
can
over in
use.
western Minnesota. And in a few hours, these storms will literally be on the doorstep there of the Twin Cities, likely as a line of thunderstorms with the potential for scattered to numerous damaging winds, some large hail, and maybe even a few tornadoes still being a possibility. I think the greatest tornado threat really is within the next 2 to 3 hours, but it could still continue even closer to the Twin Cities later tonight. You can see our tornado risk is a large 5% tornado risk, which encompasses eastern South Dakota, which is already pretty much done at this point.
All right,
and
we're
really
back
at this
in.
point, it's mainly the Minnesota and Wisconsin threat. So those are the areas
Okay.
that we're talking about a more significant threat here of severe weather. So definitely be weather aware.
All right, Chet, here we go.
Warnings, and one of those ways you
So,
can receive warnings is watching this
some stuff out of an old phone repair kit I had here. We'll see if we can. So what we have to do is widen these things out a little bit. Is kind of the issue here. First of all, we have to widen all these little cuts we made. Because obviously, they don't just sit nice and tight. There's a gap between them all. So
there's a little couplet on radar.
And whoa. Yeah, it's Scud. I think it's just Scud.
Sussy finger, but
yeah, it's definitely sus, but I think it's just Scud. Little rope feature to the left too. See that?
Also, huge shout out to Rob with the $50 Venmo donation tuning in from the Marshall Islands. Really appreciate that, Rob. W's in the chat for Rob, and also Rose with the 25.
Guys of the Marshall Islands. Yeah, well, it's gonna be nice there. Some of the nicest weather in the world.
Also, Wardy with the $5 super chat says, watching from the UK while my wife is in labor. Congratulations.
All I've had today is that burger that
Okay, so we got that didn't work as well as I thought it would. What can we use?
Back over east of Gary, we do have a little tightening there, just northwest of Canby. Hayden, can we do a heat map?
See if we can. So.
I mean, for the record, if you guys didn't already see in today's stream.
Yes, probation aren't supposed to do whatever they want, but
you might not have been
it's a weekend for them too.
15 minutes. Well, that's the wrong screen. About 15 minutes into today's stream, Tornado Pagey and Bryce Shelton proposed. I don't know if you guys can even see this, but it is on our Twitter page. They literally proposed on our stream. You can barely see them bottom left of the screen. They were live in front of a large tornado in South Dakota, and they proposed on stream. They are officially engaged. So that happened literally on our stream. It was about 15 minutes in with this large tornado over in South Dakota, just outside of Clear Lake. It was in a field, luckily, and only I think there was one abandoned building that was hit by that. Other than that, no homes, it sounds like, were hit, but huge W's.
All right, let's see here. Okay. I kind of get the thing here. I need better tools, though. I'm going to have to figure something out here.
Definitely not something that happens very often. All right, let's go back over to... Go over to Storm Chaser IRL. This is looking at our storm back over near Gary.
All right.
I think you guys are getting too used to tornadoes on this stream.
Looks a little bit more messy than before, but we still have a wall cloud there on the left. It is a little bit more elevated.
You're just expecting it now.
All right. So let's work better. If we also I have that could fit in this crack. So I want my marriage proposal during a hurricane. Let's see here. What else can we shove in the crack to make it a little bigger? That's what they said.
For wherever you guys are tuning in from, let us know in the live chat where you guys are all tuning in from. We're going to do a little heat map and like display where everybody's kind of tuning in from, at least like the general areas. So if you want to put your location in the map, we'll do that.
Oh, actually, this might work.
Put a little heat map up on the screen here in a few minutes.
Dolly, how you doing?
Hey, May, for the super
the one you smooth down the seams. Yeah, I don't know. I need to widen them up so they look like they have seams is the issue here. So let's need to widen them out first so it looks like they're bricks, so they have like room for mortar and everything.
Riley has an update. Go ahead.
I wonder if
Hey Max, we just received an update from our tornado warning in Kadoka, South Dakota. It wasn't for a tornado, but it was for hail. There's a sheriff deputy reporting that 4.5-inch hail fell on their car while they were driving on I-90.
Well, here we go.
2 inches, but that could be warned for up to 4.5-inch sized hail here shortly.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update. That is some of the largest hail that we.
There we go, chat. That's got a nice line in it. Okay. Now we're cooking.
Probably back over in Texas like 4 or 5 weeks ago. So upwards of 4.5-inch sized hail back over near Kadoka has fallen in the last few minutes. I would expect that this warning will get upgraded for larger hailstone sizes. It's only warned for 2-inch sized hail for the tornado warning. And then for our severe warning, it's only up to tennis ball sized hail. So literally that is almost that's the size of a grapefruit. It's almost the size of a DVD. So that is huge hail that is falling out of the storm right now, moving to the east-southeast. It'll be going towards Belvedere here in the next few minutes, and then White River, Norse.
Ooh, chat. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that gives it a lot of texture.
And then
So,
here are our tornado warnings again. All three
greetings from the ham
three of the
tent.
four
Oh, hi,
tornadoes
Johan.
we have are in western Minnesota
Hope
right
you're doing
now.
well.
Again, anywhere from Benson all the way back through Canby. The one near Canby has been the most significant thus far. We did have a tornado as well on the storm near Madison. That one has gotten a lot weaker over the last few minutes, but we are still keeping an eye on that in case it does end up trying to produce a tornado. This is the view of our storm again back over near Canby, Minnesota, which has already produced.
Yeah, there we go, guys. Look at that. That gives me some nice little. I don't know if that helps you can tell. That actually works pretty good. Okay. Everyone say hi to your dad. Hi. Hello. Hi, Johan's dad.
I think wind will be the biggest concern. There is a chance, though, for an isolated tornado threat.
All right.
Jordan, can you hear us talking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, hang up on me, Jordan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What are they counting? Hey, Penny, for the super chat.
We're probably doing audio testing.
All right, guys, it's about time to start thinking about heading west. This wall cloud's starting to get moderate rotation now.
Yeah, we got a large wall cloud forming here, back over north of Canby. Very photogenic again. It was rain wrapped there for several minutes. It's gotten more photogenic again. Huge shout to Peace with the $200 super chat. W's in the chat for Peace. Asking about Sauk River or Rapids, Minnesota. Always in panic mode. Storm coming my way. Will it weaken by the time it gets to me, or will there be tornadoes? Well, at this point, like, all the storms are far off to your west, right? This is where all our storms are. They're mostly semi-discrete to discrete. But in an hour or two, I do think we're going to start to see this become a lot more linear. And whenever that does happen,
yeah, this is looking good, actually. And it's all crooked and stuff, guys, but this works.
There will still be a chance.
This is kind of neat.
But the chances will be more isolated.
So let's try this. So we're going to try this out.
Tornado watch, even though we have 3 tornado warnings, that does not mean we're all going to see tornadoes. There's no reason to panic tonight. Just stay weather aware and have ways to receive warnings if you're anywhere in the tornado watch. And even if you're outside of the tornado watch, there's still a chance of a tornado or two, but obviously the watch does not encompass Minneapolis yet. We will have a watch, I think, later for Minneapolis, but biggest thing is just stay weather aware. I think
okay, there we go.
Minneapolis, it'll be mostly a
there you go, chat.
There is still a chance
we got bricks.
Tornado or two, though.
We got bricks.
Or even if they're linear, it's still possible, but the odds will be a little bit lower, I think, further east.
A sharp point soldering iron would make the grout lines. Yeah.
Wall cloud on the right side of your screen. This thing is attempting to.
No, I'm not making little bricks and gluing them together. So
it's back over to Storm Chaser IRL as well.
Well, terrain is part of this. We're making things. So, but bricks can also go on the ground too. So, all right. So now we need the putty, and I need a little bit of thinner.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
All right, hold on here. Let me see something here.
Warning in Minnesota. That is for Swift County, Minnesota. So that'll be the storm near Benson, I believe.
No, we're gonna do some mortar lines here. I gotta do more. Where's that piece of thing I just had that I threw around here? The
so again, west of Benson.
How did it go? I literally just had the fucking
emergency management
spreader thing for the phone.
As of 7:53 p.m., so about 4 minutes ago, emergency management is reporting a tornado in progress 4 miles to the west of Danvers. So if you are in this tornado warning, you need to be in your safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. This is, again, another confirmed tornado here in Minnesota. This is already our 4th, I think, tornado of the day. So we've already had 4 tornadoes. So seek shelter again. Get ready if you're in Benson. You're not in the tornado warning yet, but you might be here in a few minutes. There's your wall cloud.
Mine does that if I don't have my seatbelt on. It just keeps it in park.
There's the wall cloud here back over near Canby. So I got a hook echo bottom right of your screen. It's getting nudged a little bit from that storm off to the
There we go.
west. So
And that rounds them off a little too. I kind of like that. So.
Today is yet again overperforming. There's tornadoes up in kind of where we were, but by Morris.
All right. So here's where everybody's tuning, or this is like a general idea where everybody's tuning in from. This is our little heat map. And again, whenever you put your location,
A little heat map. There we go. All right.
Get an idea of where everybody's tuning in from. And you can see most people are in Minnesota. We also got a lot of people in Wisconsin, in the Chicago area, Lincoln, back over near Kansas City as well, and Dallas. Those are some of the hot spots here today. And then this is a closer view into the Midwest. So this is also including where our risk is as well. You got the SBC outlook on here, which is again a slight risk.
Yeah, Ryan Hall's not caring. Ryan Hall doesn't care about people in Minnesota tonight. He's like, "Fuck y'all." Ryan Hall.
You guys are tuning in from Minneapolis, so yeah, Minneapolis, St.
The
Cloud,
Somalis
Chicago,
don't know what's going on.
all those places, Rochester.
They're like, "Are we allowed to screw our cousins still?"
Milwaukee, Chicago, Omaha. Those are some of the hot spots in today's stream.
Nice inflow in our back.
Looks like a wall cloud is beginning to organize just a little bit more here on the left side.
It took so much pressure off of my
All right, there we go.
with friends just simply for the fact of related stuff and just like hearing what's
So,
going on with the storm, so I'm not in a
there we go, chat.
highway, so
Okay.
I'll take a moment.
Hey, Darcy,
So I need to thin out some freaking
Oh yeah.
Tommy
Kirsten,
putty and
also
see
for
what we can do
$25
with this.
donation. Please make sure you eat and drink some water. I got a big water jug, plus another jug down below.
Crispy, your rab looks pretty good in front of a tornado.
Please tell me you got a shot out of it.
Okay.
I recorded that whole thing with
Why are we doing this? It's a good question, Souter. Okay, so here's what we're doing. Okay, so why are we doing this? Okay, to do like a model, like diorama or setup with one. Like you make your model, okay. Hold on. So like when you make your model, you can build what, like you can build a diorama with it, or you can build a setting for it, right? Okay, so you can do something like
My friends, it might
you
seem
can basically build
unconvincing to
something
most
like this. Well, part of that is learning how to make all this stuff. Like you learn how to make the tile roof, you learn how to make the brick and all that stuff. So that's why we're doing that. That's kind of one of the reasons. The other reason is, and this guy did it, and I think it's a pretty cool idea, and I'd like to learn how to do it, is what? No, I don't know. God damn it, just let me.
think that you should.
So this guy made let me see here if I can. Here's kind of what I was thinking.
I actually became fond of these first.
He made this and he made it like as a work of art. I think it's kind of cool looking.
All their imperfections.
Like learning new
Okay,
skills,
so
and
was there?
like I think that's a neat skill set to learn, and it makes like if this helps my modeling skills and working on shading and fine knife handling and stuff. Because I think it's something I'd like to learn how to do. And I don't know how to do it. So that's why we're doing that. So I hope that answers. Yeah, shift is very goated. Yes. So let's just see if this shit even melts the foam. And see if this even. Okay, no. Base Shaman says, what do I think with that about the SCOTUS opinion? Well, ultimately, it takes away everybody's ability to do injunctions, so that's not good. But the fact that Barrett like shit all over Ketanji Brown Jackson, that's a sign nobody on the court likes her anymore. The majority is very fed up with her retardation. So that's generally what that means when you start doing that. Am I weathering with chemicals? No, I'm making sure my solution doesn't melt the foam. because what I'm going to try to do right here is the paint will get absorbed through this. So what we're gonna do to take care of that is we're gonna use some putty and we're gonna thin it down and we're gonna kind of rub it all over so it like absorbs all the so the paint won't absorb into the foam. And also give it some texture. Oh, uh-oh. What happened here? All right, let's see what we got. So there we go. So this is Tamiya putty. Basically, you can use this to make and sculpt things. And yeah, we're gonna do this. And we're gonna see what happens here. We can thin this out with some thinner and see if this will help us make a nice little slurry paste. If not, I'll have to use some denatured alcohol. I think that's the other option this guy recommends. Yeah, that's not working. So I got to go grab some of the denatured alcohol, chat. I'll be right back. So hold on, chat. I don't understand this because he said use denatured alcohol and Tamiya putty, and his shit turned into like a slurry. I can't get this to fucking really do what he's saying it did for him. Why is this not working? It's kind of working, I guess. It's not working as well as it seems like he got it to do. Let's see. Let me see if this does anything at all. So, putty's a thickener, yeah, but it's not really thickening that much. It's just like looks like it turned gray. So too thick or too thin, the putty's not dissolving, it looks like. Like I leave the putty in here and it seems like nothing's happening. So hold on here. I'll move the So it's just not, it's like I'm just smearing it with gray shit. So I don't know. I guess we'll keep using it and maybe it'll dissolve more. I don't know. I'm missing the cope stream of all cope streams. I mean, I guess. Maddie, you can't dilute Tamiya putty with the water. So I don't think Tamiya putty dilutes with water there, bud. So that's kind of the problem. I mean, we'll add some more putty, see what happens. Yeah, the lacquer thinner dissolves it, but I think lacquer thinner will eat through this. That's part of my concern. Yes, and Tamiya thin cement will work with this. I know that. It'll make a goop, but I think that goo will eat this foam. That's my concern. That's a problem with glue. You might dissolve the foam. Ooh, that thickened up. I wonder if it's because this is all the dry garbage on top. I don't know. Ooh, there we go. Well, I wonder if that was the issue. It's all the garbage from the putty. This might actually be good. No. We're not using spackle putty. That's not till the end. Okay, that looks like it might be a little better. There we go. Let's see if that changes anything for us. Apparently, they say this should get really fucking soft when we do it. This putty makes everything soft as shit. Looks like alcohol would work. Yeah, I just tried it. I tried alcohol in this little thing, and it didn't do anything with it. So I don't know if alcohol is a good solvent for it. Let's see. Does this make it soft? Ooh. I mean, it's softer, it feels like. So let's see if we can... Ooh, I think we can do the thing he mentioned on his video. Let's see if this makes it a little softer. Yeah, it kind of does. There we go. That's interesting. I'll have to experiment a little more with this, guys, but I think we got something here. Ooh, look. These things are getting dented. I'm I'm able to do this actually pretty good here. So Sean came out and Nick didn't call me fat. Wow. That's a first. Okay, so here we go. Here's what I was looking for. More dented than a DSP detractor. Yep. This is what I was looking for, chat. This thingy. This phone screen popper thing, because I can get it right in there and really clean out these clean out the mortar lines. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I think that kind of gave us what we're looking for here. Let me keep trying something though. We'll work on this spot, see if we can make a concrete look. So what's Nick upset about now? Aaron got a protection order out on him, and Nick is losing his fucking mind over it. So anything acid-based will eat the foam. Yes, I agree. So let's see here. I think this putty might be going bad as part of the issue. But I've had this putty for years now. Yeah, he got served with it's called a harassment restraining order. Basically, that way it prevents Nick from talking about or dealing with Aaron. And Nick is getting really fucking mad about it, apparently. Okay, yeah, I think this is the ticket here. Just keep getting it. And see if this allows me to do a... We're going to try to make press concrete, like form impressions. Okay, let's see here. This might be a little too thin, I think. I don't know, though. There we go, but it's thickening up. Just got to let it all dissolve. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah, Chad. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Yeah, I just think I need to get to the good part of the putty tube. All right. Now we're going to do it look like I got the form. We got cheaters from that. I got a tool. So you can use super tips. No, I'm not using super tips. Okay. So we're going to do this with a tongue depressor, and we're going to it's not doing what I thought it would do. Where I'll go. Ew. This might help me here. Really thin this bitch out. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. That's some real nerd shit right there, chat. Maybe we'll move up to this end and see if this is the better fit. I gotta figure out how he did this. So, I'll never fucking use super tips. I would never fucking give people like that. That would just be retarded and reckless. So, anyways, we're gonna use this. See if we can leave form impression lines. See, I don't get how he did what he did because this is where the shit gets. This is where it gets a little slightly annoying. So he does. Hold on here. Let me see where he fucking does it because it gets a little frustrating. Yeah, here we go. Where does he do? Okay.
From a large block of foam, I used common modeling
Oh,
tools
here we go.
for everything else. And basically, that was the boring part. Let's now make some bricks. That diluted Tamiya putty is a fantastic way of sealing and smoothing it out. But here's the thing. Some thinners will absolutely destroy the foam, so it's best to try out what's safe to use. The only thing that didn't attack it was denatured
Yeah, he's got it
alcohol,
going on like
which
liquid
does an
thin, which is
okay
fine.
job when it comes to thinning Tamiya putty, but it's not great.
Okay.
Not only it smoothens out the fuzzy texture, but it also makes it a ton of the upper portion, otherwise monotonous.
Let me see if we can. Yeah, because he does this here. This is what I don't get.
Once it is dry to the touch, but not really dry, we can start embossing the board form texture. For that, I simply used a plank of balsa wood. It's important to push the planks as closely to each other as possible so the gaps between them won't become unrealistically thick.
I think
And
it's because he
also
did a
important to
layer, a
keep them
thin layer that he glued on. I don't know.
possible.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, see, like that, chat. I'm not getting that. This is what I'm getting here. This is what I'm getting here on the bottom. Just an impression. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll skip that for now. We'll just stick with what's working. We'll stick with what's working. Is Melton a dentist? No, he's a fucking smartass. No, he's not a DDS. You wouldn't want that guy near people. Anesthetized people, anyway. So. So there we go. Where did I put? Yeah, we're going to work on. I think that's because he's got a thin layer he's pushing into and knocking around. So I don't know. We'll work on it there. Let me show him 2 times. I see everything 2 times. Well, yeah. Somebody's got to tell your mom to shut up twice. It takes effort. Okay. There we go, chat. All right. All right. Let's see here. Well, I know it's a Goodfellas reference. There's Pete the Killer. Do you have any personal injury lawyers? I need to sue you for making me laugh so hard during the Russell Greer thing. Yeah, I don't know anybody. Sorry, you're on your own. You're sorry you're on your own there. So, can't help you. I can't help you. Let's see if I can find. Let's go back to Max.
Literally dancing. What is?
So this might be going Nick's way soon. South Minnesota. What were you saying that Nick was saying? How'd you get gifted a membership to Ricada? He's not on. I thought Nick was on locals. How long till Nick gets tricked into saying he got his plea deal? I don't know. I can see that happening soon. But at this point, he's already been sentenced, so it's a little late for any of that. Okay, so is this dry? Yeah, okay. So we're going to paint some of this with black so you can see my issue and my concern. And then we'll put some color on some bricks. And then after this dries, we'll try the helicopter out for a bit. How about that, chat? Let's see here. That'll be our game plan. All right, so let me... And yes, when I try to do this for real, we try to do this again coming up, I will get a hot knife and some speed squares, and we'll cut everything square, and I'll mark it all out. And this is more of just, how does this all work tonight? The proof of concept, and I think it's actually pretty good. Yeah, I don't know how you got gifted a membership to Nick. Nick's not live. He's only in locals, and I didn't think you could gift memberships in locals. So that doesn't make any sense to me. He what? Oh, well then, so you already had to be there to get a membership. None of that's making sense. I thought he was in locals. Oh, okay. Well, that still doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. No, I understand that point. I'm just saying if it was members only, how the fuck did he get in to get a membership? Oh, he made it sound like Maddie made it sound like he just did it. That's why I was confused. So he did it earlier tonight because Nick's been private for a while, hasn't he? Right? Because that was confusing. That's what confused me. All right, that makes sense. I didn't understand why he was bringing it up like that. Okay. We need some paint. Okay. All right. Where's my wet palette? Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right, chat. Hold on here. We need. All right. Guys, can we quit? Like, I have to yell 2.0s across the house. So please, like I said, please, let's not do the melanation. All right. Where the hell is the rest of the covers? I need those. Where the hell did they go? Um,
They're on fire.
This is Tornado Pagey's view. My goodness.
They missed that house.
I think it narrowly just missed this house. It's so close, but I think it narrowly missed that house. There is debris that is being picked up. I don't think that's part of the house.
Here. It is just weaved in between homes.
It literally went right between multiple homes there on 22.
Literally.
This thing is still a likely violent tornado right now coming up towards Gary. You need to be in a basement or a storm shelter if you are in Gary, South Dakota. This is almost undoubtedly an intense to violent tornado right now.
all right, guys. We're back. We're going to see if we can paint here. Okay. Soak up some shit. Soak up some shit. Very good. All right. So, kind of looks like it works. We'll see here.
May have been hit.
We're going to get some black and we're going to flush it.
Look at the violent motion.
Oof. Pretty fucking nasty.
Tornado Page, he's almost next to this thing now. This is now coming up towards Gary, going towards Burr, Minnesota. It's going to go into Minnesota here in a few minutes.
Yeah, don't worry about typos, guys. There's no worry. You can typo the shit out of whatever you want here. Oh, hold on. I got to grab the black paint.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is that hitting a building?
No.
That's hitting a building. That is hitting a building. And there are power flashes. That is not good. You got a prayer for whoever's in that building.
Katie, they're happening in South
There's anyone in
Dakota.
that building. Hopefully nobody's in that
I don't
building.
know where. It's in South Dakota. Just
That ripped a
that's where they're
ton of
going.
debris.
so somewhere in South Dakota. Oh. God damn, this shit's on tight. Hold on. How close is Nick? It's far away. It's a little ways from
I'm
you
pretty
guys.
sure that is. Yeah, there's a bar in there
I
that
don't
was
think
just
that's
hit
a
a home
particularly funny joke.
of some sort.
No RDD, no time.
It's the tornado
I'm serious. I don't think that's a particularly funny joke.
Vince.
So, yes.
Gotta really
Yeah.
hope nobody was in that building. Just again, just southwest of Gary. If you are in Gary, South Dakota, you need to be in your safe place.
Moving north to intercept again.
This is an extremely dangerous tornado. This is Tornado
Shit.
Page.
When this one lifts, we will.
It's going towards Burr and eventually towards Canby, Minnesota. This has been on the ground. Can you get a time, Riley? I think it's been on the ground for about 26 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a long time for a tornado. Holy shit. It's a lot of time on the ground.
Back to Storm Runner Media. We're really hoping this thing weakens. Again, this has been on the ground for too long, and unfortunately, it's at least hit 2 buildings from what we've seen, or at least narrowly missed a building. At least 1 building's been hit by this now. It's at the minimum.
All the way.
Tornado. Literally.
Just right on it. It's barely to the north of 22. It's about to come up on 101.
All right, guys.
Worst case scenario is if this goes towards Gary. That would be absolute worst case scenario, is if this goes towards Gary.
Yeah, police are flying up to the house.
Okay, well, actually, if there are actual police officers,
Looks fake. That's pretty real. So,
there are now.
Guys, if you go north on the next road, you can intercept again.
This tornado's been on the ground for approximately 25 to 30 minutes, by the way. It's hard to give an exact time because it wasn't fully condensed before.
There are structures on the dirt road.
that's good. We don't have a ton of black paint. We really can't paint the helicopter tonight. So,
Alright, chat, it's gonna get squirrely.
There are structures on the dirt road.
This thing is just a monster.
all right, let's try this. See what happens. There we go. Should get that even thinner.
Just want to throw it out there. The velocity's bottom right of your screen. That's the tornado right there, just southwest of Gary. There might be an attempt at another one forming east or south of Gary, west of Burr. So we may get a handoff at some point here. There is a wall cloud further to the east. So there is another tornado maybe trying to form to its east. We actually could get twin tornadoes. That is entirely possible.
I don't even know if my card's running. I got hit by the Dominator and backed up into Rigsby trying to get out of the way of the Dominator, so I just have to sort that all out. But this is just terrible. I hit those homes. Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure topics.
So if you guys could see here, hold on,
There
chat.
is-
I saw like 5 police cars.
Yeah, it's going to be a black helicopter.
I'm not of any help.
Anyways, chat, if you notice here, the part that I have covered in putty actually took the black paint well. This part down here that's not treated, look, it doesn't take it. It's repelling it. So And then if you go to the side here where it's open, it's kind of like absorbing into the side. So this putty thing is good. It's a good idea, and it seems to work. So we'll keep that like that there. That seemed to work very good. So. Okay. So primer would probably take, I don't know if it would. You'd have to be careful about it eating shit up. So. But this is guaranteed to work. Also, this gives me some texture on the bricks when I use the glue. Like, okay.
Farms here. We really got hope. Again, if you're anywhere in these tornado.
Okay, this part's where it gets cringe. There's like a whole, it's like when you go to a Black Lives Matter protest and it's a million freaking reporters. Like, how many storm chasers are there? Jesus.
Warnings. Again, they're both PDS bottom right of your screen. This is right along the South Dakota, Minnesota border. You need to put a mattress over top of you if you don't have a storm shelter or a basement. Even if you're in a basement, I'd put a mattress over top of you.
That's the only part of this where I'm kind of like, come on, guys.
This is almost undoubtedly a violent tornado right now. That is very close to a lot of different buildings. It says already hit multiple homes.
I have never heard a roar that loud.
And Storm Media saying that he's never heard a roar that loud, and that is regarding this tornado.
Terrifying.
There's a huge roar coming from this tornado right now.
It went roar. He's like, Jesus Christ.
It's in a field, it looks like right now. I do not see a home there, but it's awfully close to a bunch of different buildings.
Brandon!
What's some kind I don't.
Sure it won't happen.
If you have any friends or family in this area, please make sure they're aware of this. I'm guessing they are, but you never know. This is one of those tornadoes that you need to be taking as seriously as humanly possible.
All
this
right.
is life or death if this hits another building.
Well, when it's dries, chat, we can keep moving along here.
This
Keep
tornado
doing
is still
stuff.
huge. It has still not shown signs of weakening.
Okay.
And radar has not looked impressive, but it has not weakened at all. It's still a huge tornado.
Ooh, Flash got over 100,000 in sales.
Drop on radar. We've not had one of those.
Nice.
We actually have at least some debris that has been lofted up to some extent from this tornado. It's been a lot of dirt so far, but it's obviously hit a couple of buildings, and probably parts of those buildings have been lofted up now from this tornado.
Gosh, this is insane. Please don't hit any more houses. Please just stay in that field.
Tornado Pagey's almost next to it.
All right, guys, hold on here. Yes. Yeah, rip the livestock, sadly.
This is just,
Yeah, it is.
Hopefully their shit's insured. Don't get him a Filipino maid. He's gonna fucking, they'll be like, no, I not do sexy time, Mr. Neek. Don't condemn those people to a life of hell.
It's getting awfully close to 48th Avenue. There are a few buildings on this roadway. It is very close to a couple of buildings. Tornado Pagey again, literally next to it. Go back to them in a second. Oh, man. There's a lot of trees here. It's hard to tell if there's buildings there. There are a lot of trees here.
I'm hitting wall clouds very low to the ground to the east as well.
It's really hard to tell if there are any buildings here. I think there are. It is about to cross the road, and from what I'm seeing on satellite or on the road map, there are a couple of homes here. It's hard to tell where they are corresponding to this tornado. It's barely southwest of Gary.
So here we go.
This is getting very close to the town of
Yeah,
Gary,
you have
South
insurance
Dakota.
for this reason. Yeah, you insure your stuff. You insure your herds.
We really need to hope this does not hit the town of Gary, South Dakota. That is a much more populated place here on the border.
Gary.
It is getting dangerously wrapped in dust and as well as rain now.
It's getting wrapped in
Oh my
debris.
New
That's the
There are new-
dangerous part.
There are twin
A new
tornadoes.
tornado warning has been issued.
There are twin tornadoes being reported now.
Those are right up here.
So we have 2 tornadoes in progress. This is one of them. The other one would be going towards Canby and Burr in Minnesota. So bottom right of your screen, the active tornadoes right about here. And then the other one is east of that by about 4 or 5 miles closer to Burr. That is where we were talking about a new wall cloud forming.
Is there something down in the east?
So there are twin tornadoes now.
I think so.
No, there's not.
Dude, look at this pipe here.
There's a tornado warning in Wilmer. Wow.
This is Scott Peak. He's going to
Right.
load here. And maybe not. He lost connection.
Yeah, I think
There's a wall
God's
cloud to the right. Just saw that there a second
God's
ago.
done messing
There's a wall
around.
cloud there. So there's another tornado dropping.
Ground circulating, yeah, ground.
So we got twins in progress. We got twin tornadoes. The other one's in Minnesota. That's going towards Burr.
No, there's a road right up here. Does it go east? No, it goes west.
Pulling into there now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That looks like it's about to be like.
Gary's a population of 240 people.
This tornado still has not shown any signs of weakening. It's been large for literally 30 plus minutes now and fully condensed the entire time.
Tornado is coming within a half mile of Gary now, but it looks like it might be roping out.
This has to rope out. It's literally half a mile from Gary.
No tornado getting going.
Twin
This is
nators for the
within a
Twin
half a
Cities.
mile of Gary right now.
Can be.
Half a mile away from Gary, Minnesota, or Gary, South Dakota.
It might be roping out.
Hopefully this ropes out before it
It's
gets
slowly
there.
roping. It's just got to rope, man. Please
Yeah.
rope.
So be
Yes,
catastrophic
job well
for
done.
Gary
There
if it gets
is.
there.
Yeah, otherwise,
If it does
You
hit
get
Gary,
herds,
it's gonna
get
first
insurance.
approach
So you
St.
have insurance
Peter's
for your
Church.
herds.
There's a baseball field as well there.
It's getting skinnier, but it's
Like it's a
still
common
violent.
thing.
There was a
Yeah.
power flash.
yeah, big power
So,
flash is
all right,
going,
let's see what we can do here.
It looks like it's roping out.
There was a power
rope
flash.
out.
For some reason, there is no tornado warning for Gary right now. You need to be in your safe place if you're in Gary. There are
Please rope
no.
out before this
I don't know
town.
why they don't have a tornado warning right now for
Don't
Gary,
hit
but
the
that's where the
town.
tornado is
I don't want to go any
located.
further down this road. I'll never be able to get back.
There is no tornado warning for Gary. Gary, South Dakota. You need to be in your safe
that
place.
east one isn't down yet, but it tried for a second, but it is really looking crazy over there.
This tornado is still actively
You
down.
see the little filament?
I think it is roping out. It really has to rope out for Gary.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's it. Roping out right now.
I think it may be roping out fully now. It's hard to tell for sure.
Doing the jiggy dance again.
All right, I've seen from multiple storm chasers that this thing I think has roped out, and then there's a new tornado forming to the east now. So this I think is still down. You can still see the rope. It's a lot smaller, but it is roping out. It's almost gone. It's still very close to Gary. You can still see that rope there. Yeah, and there's another one.
Okay, gone in
This is an
5,
emergency
4,
alert. A large and strong tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter
There's
immediately.
another PDS tornado warning. This one's going to be east of Gary for Canby and Providence. We got a brand new tornado dropping. This is a mesocyclone handoff that is happening just outside of Canby here in western Minnesota. If you are in this tornado warning, you need to be in your safe place. Go away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible. We have another large tornado that is about to drop here in the next minute or two. But we still have that tornado on the ground near Gary. There's no tornado warning for this, but there is still a tornado down near Gary.
Trying to keep an eye out for this one to the east.
coming back to the south right at me.
So we still got a tornado
Holy
down near
shit.
Gary.
East one is not down at the moment.
Going back south.
Tornado's moving southward.
This tornado is now going south again. Again, this is still on the ground, not in a tornado warning. This is near Gary. This is barely west of Gary. It is moving south again. So if you are near Gary, you need to be in your safe place. This is
Might
still.
finally be roping.
I don't. Oh,
It's been roping
that's
out,
not
but
the
it's
right
still down.
color.
The tornado's now going south again.
southwest.
This is literally insane. I can't believe this thing's still down. And it's had the most deviant
Holy
motion I've
cow.
seen. Also, we're about to have a tornado near Burr, Minnesota. That's about to be on the ground at any moment. The velocities are very tight on that storm.
Trying to keep it in the shot. It's moving.
I can't believe this is still down.
All right, here we go. There we go. That's what we needed.
Riley has a really important update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max. We do have a new tornado on the ground. Also, everyone in that house was okay. There are a few injuries, but luckily everyone who is hurt is on the way to the hospital. But we do have a new, much stronger tornado on the ground.
All right, thank you, Riley, for the update. So there's a new tornado dropping near Burr that is now on the ground just north of Canby. Again, if you're in Canby, in Burr, or even if you're over in Providence, be in your safe place. This is another dangerous tornado that has dropped that is currently tracking to the east, and this one's likely going to be a bit more on the rain wrap side of things. Again, tracking to the east right now, but there is a brand new tornado that is down. I think Vince
What's
may
that, babe?
have it, but again, there is a new tornado that is down further to the east. I'm waiting to see.
Oh no,
if anybody has
I don't see any storm for us.
I'm going to put Vince bottom middle of your screen, but that new tornado will be just northwest of Burr right now. Vince is approaching this. This is Vince Walty. Looks like this may come.
Well, it's 4th of July time, so
you can see how rapidly it's rotating right there in the middle. That's going to be where our new tornado is located.
This road is not good. We're gonna have a disaster. There's a tornado behind me.
There's a tornado
in front of me, and a sandwich.
Okay.
On the road.
Well, Vince is saying there's a new tornado. That's the new tornado. So another tornado down.
And I don't want to get stuck and die.
There's another tornado back over southwest of Gary, and then this is the other one northwest of Burr. So brand new tornado down.
This one's for you, Daniel. I'm singing a song.
And storm chasers are saying that they think this tornado is stronger than the last one. So we got another tornado down.
Hope that things don't go bad.
here we go, chat. This kind of working. It kind of works.
Down. It looks like it may have just lifted again.
Okay.
Might try to condense again.
Yes.
This is the beginning of another tornado. Just northwest of Burr.
All right.
It's not going back up. It's just not condensed.
Oh shit! This kind of went right through the paper towel, so that's where all the paint went.
First responders, by the way, near Gary. So there's a lot of first responders on the scene, a lot of police officers. I'm seeing it from a lot of chaser POVs.
There's still circulation on the ground. I see it. Oh my God, we got a paved road. Daniel's probably about to text me, tell me to F myself because I got a tornado and he didn't.
Again, we got a brand new tornado that is trying to fully condense here near Burr, Minnesota. You go back over to velocities right now. The main area of rotation is going to be located near 15. That's the main area of rotation.
A little bit too much
diversion. Going into
brick colors.
I know, but and then going towards Canby. And again,
I was using what I had to see if I can just the idea of different brick colors. This works. This works, chat.
Anything from the first tornado that we just had. This is almost undoubtedly going to be another tornado that will have deviant motion, meaning it could go north, south, west, east, whatever direction it wants to go. It'll basically go. That's what happened with our previous tornado, and it's basically a drunk
proof of concept.
We've seen so far with these with this particular
storm. Proof of concept, chat. This works.
The North or the South Dakota and as well as Minnesota border.
I can work on this. I can improve.
Is very close to
I can practice.
Hard to make out a clear tornado right now, but we've had multiple vortices already, and then we also had a clear condensed tornado a minute ago.
I just need to work on making it better.
Going to drop here in a moment.
So good news. That worked out as good as I hoped. Okay, so. No, it's a prototype. It's a proof of concept. Can I do it, and does it work at all? I'm just going to need to practice, do a little better at it. I'm going to need a selection of reds.
In the middle, maybe, that might be condensing.
So.
Might be a new tornado dropping there in the middle. That would be near Burr. There it is. Yep, tornado down the middle. We got a new tornado down the middle. That's near Burr.
Violent tornado.
There's a new tornado down. There it goes. This is near Burr in Minnesota. This is likely going to be intense to violent as well. So we got yet again another tornado down.
All right, I'm probably going to call off the chase and start checking. This thing is nasty and it's violent. If it hits anything, it's going to hurt.
Just
all right, chat. So that worked.
Small little town here of Burr.
That worked.
We may be in
so that was good news tonight.
At this point, guys. If this hits anything, she's going to hurt bad.
That's what she said. All right, so let's clean up some of the basic tools and move on to just buildings. We got more.
Still down, I believe.
We got more to build tonight, chat.
It's not condensed. You can see it there on the left.
We got more to build.
So we still got a tornado down here. All right, looks like it may have lifted again, but it keeps going up and down. If it can fully condense, it's going to likely be another violent tornado like our last one.
All right.
I'm going east on Echo 3.
Okay.
Right near Burr, Minnesota. This is now in Minnesota, by the way. Now moving into Minnesota.
Like Birdman. Brr, brr. Brr. Birdman.
What road this is? It says Echo 3 on my map. I want east. She's gonna be right over the road.
All right. All right, chat. Let's get back to building.
It's also
Let's get back to building the
He's
Blackhawk.
on Highway 68, just west of Canby, and this is a view from the south. And so you can see.
Well, the
it's
Chasers get
obviously
paid for their
looks like a
footage,
monster
so
storm.
I don't know.
Yeah, again, this thing is trying to drop a much larger tornado again. It
If I
is
see houses, I'll stop just in case.
spinning a lot.
It does look.
Main area of rotation is right over Burr right now. We're losing signal with Vince. Stormrunner's on basically that same exact road. So everybody's kind of getting back to this storm. Everybody's a little bit more distant, but Vince is the closest. He's just in low signal. My goodness, look at this. Look at this storm from the south. It looks crazy from the south. Once again, this is a PDS tornado warning. That means this is a particularly dangerous situation for Canby, just west of Providence in Minnesota. That is once again for Yellow Medicine County and Clyde Parlay County. Again, cannot remember the pronunciation of that, but that's the other county here in western Minnesota.
It is going to be north of E3.
This is Vince. If there's a tornado, it's going to be right there on the left.
There's more stuff, more components we can do here, chat.
Can't clearly see anything down right now.
Dumbass, you're blocking the fucking road on me here. All right, we're going to go. I got Corey.
This is right near Burr.
So I have a
That just sickens me.
confusing
You're over there
question here.
celebrating your fucking.
Well, somebody's swearing. Naughty, naughty, no swearing.
Okay, Vince is currently on the storm here, just west of Canby. Latest scan showing a tightening, bottom right of your screen. There's a very tight area of rotation just outside of Burr. You can see that right there. This is likely about to be a fully condensed tornado in a minute or two, if I had to guess.
All right, we have
Again,
to
it
fix
does
the
take
gunner
usually a minute or two
seats.
for these things to fully condense based off velocities, but
We have to work on
I do think
those.
we're about to see a condensed tornado here in a minute.
I'm sorry, so much noise. Go again.
We have to work on a couple of things here, chat, so we're going to do that.
Okay, can you guys try to fix it? Just bump it.
We're also going to work on some of this stuff here. Okay.
Back to Storm Chaser IRL as well, just a bit further down to the south. But
Those are pretty
I do
dark
think there's gonna be
clouds.
a big tornado here in a minute. Lockheed Park County, by the way, in Minnesota. That's how you pronounce it. It's also Freddie McKinney who's coming up on this. We go to.
I'm not even gonna lie. Is a easily. Oh my gosh! Like I just don't even know anymore. I don't even know what to do anymore. Like just that tornado was insane.
There's a tornado. It's almost.
Like, it was just.
It would be literally in
most insane
front of
tornado.
Freddie, I'm pretty sure.
What's this guy crying
Not
about
any
now?
Chasers confirming a tornado yet, but that's where the
I mean,
couplet is
that
on radar.
first- Oh my gosh, chat. See, like it was such an amazing tornado, and then like freaking houses, you know.
Okay.
We'll go back to Freddie in a second. Connor's going south, so he's.
Are those clouds melanated? Yes, we're going back to the UH-60 now,
You can see
chat.
the inflow tail coming in
It's
from
the
right
most
here.
I
This
can
is
do
the
right now
structure
until I
shot
get some more stuff
from,
worked on.
just south of Burr. This
So
is
that was
moving
kind of
north.
fun.
We have a
It's
tornado on
doable.
the left side of your screen.
It's doable. Information. Like I said, it's a proof of concept tonight.
I want to give you guys a quick update while we have a second. We have another tornado that might be on the ground back over near Kirkhoven. There's a couplet on radar. This is also in Minnesota. So if you're back
Where?
over near Kirkhoven, Pennock, or going towards Wilmer, I'll be ready. I'll be in your safe place if you're in the warning. But if you're back over in Wilmar, be ready to go to your safe place. There is a couplet on radar here that is moving down to the east-southeast. As of about 20 minutes ago, there is a report, according to the sheriff dispatch, that there is a tree that was down 1 mile south of Murdoch that may have been from a
Oh,
previous
shit.
tornado. So
shit,
keep in
Nick.
mind that this thing is attempting to produce a tornado, may have a tornado right now, and it would likely be rain wrapped, basically going parallel to Highway 12, moving to the east-southeast right now. That is also in Minnesota. We have 4 tornado warnings right now, but the main 3 are, again, the ones here in western Minnesota. That's our PDS tornado warning, which, by the way, is still a PDS tornado warning. And then the one near Wilmar is currently radar indicated. Otherwise, we don't have any other tornado warnings. I think the other one has been allowed to expire, which is why it's not on the map right now. So, again, back over near Burr, that is where we likely have a tornado trying to drop right now. Freddie McKinney is coming up on this right now. You can see it right off to the left.
This one looks like to be the
is the area of interest. There may be a tornado trying to drop right now. There is a wall cloud here. This is, again, a meso handoff that we just had. This is a brand new area of circulation. It's losing connection. This is over to Storm Chaser IRL, who's also looking at this storm. You can see the large hanging wall cloud right there in the middle of your screen, and it's gearing up for another tornado near Burr. It's outside of Candy.
Burr! It's so cold.
Yeah, for this time of year?
Is that it wants to drop. Unlike MN Public Records.
Back over to Freddie.
Gabe activated the Jewish weather control machine. Oh no. I'm not actually a fan of that, chat.
So this is Vince. A large wall cloud here.
I'm a man.
Last few scans still showing strong rotation near Burr. Could literally have a tornado at any moment here. Nate Top for the super chat. These chasers are risking their lives for a few others, and you guys are worried. Yeah, again, I know there are curse words, and sometimes it's going to happen. I really can't control what other people are saying.
Really, people are complaining.
So, like, with the situation that has evolved here, obviously, you know,
people are complaining about curse words.
it's basically bound to happen.
Protect Stonies. I think Stonies is okay, chat.
I think Freddie.
Or it's possible they
Freddie
kind of
has
fight each other and
still a bowl. It looks like there's a bowl lowering there.
Is what we call them, and generally they can help widen and intensify a thunderstorm's updrafts. We'll have to watch how these evolve over the next few minutes.
That was easy.
I think the meso is like.
We're back to them in a second. Riley has an update.
Protected our 50-cent cans.
Hey, Matt,
yes.
so I do have more information on that house that was impacted. So unfortunately, it was a complete loss in terms of the house. It was completely leveled by the tornado. However, there was one injury. It sounds like it was a broken ankle, and everyone else was completely okay and walked away from that situation. The first responders already sent all the storm chasers away about 15 minutes ago. There were about 20 or 30 people who were right on the scene right away. So we did have overwhelming support for that house, and everyone is able to be okay.
Big support for the house, chat.
Good to hear. Thank you, Riley, for the update.
Big support for the house.
So again, that is very good news. It could have been, again, a lot worse and a lot more devastating, and luckily that did not directly hit the town of Gary. Otherwise, it would have almost undoubtedly been a catastrophic situation for the town of Gary. This is back over to Freddie, who again is looking at the storm, which the velocities on radar are again very strong. We haven't seen anything come down since that initial.
Yes. Let's protect Stonies for 20 subs, chat.
So again, we may still see another tornado here. The velocities are still off the charts. It is still a PDS tornado warning as well.
You can see how these rotational couplets, they're working their way closer together. So we are going to have to watch how these evolve.
This is also
here gets assimilated into this circulation.
It's also Connor, who's looking at it from the south.
In order to destroy that house, a bunch of law enforcement were up there, so I didn't want to get in the way of the law enforcement, and so we didn't go up there to check it. But
Debbie O with 5. Well, EDW for saying buenas noches a todos. I don't know what that means, except good evening, everyone.
Yeah,
I think.
agree.
Accent Chemist
is
good evening, chat. It's great to be here.
South Dakota and Minnesota.
Debbie O gifting 5 subs. EDW Raptor gifting 5 more subs. That's right, chat. Get 20. The
sun's obviously starting to set, so it's going to get a lot harder to see these tornadoes. And also on top of that,
Also, chat,
it
I'm
is about to
confused
get
that this is a direct action penetrator.
nocturnal, which is not what you want to see.
I
in
have a
tornadoes.
whole set of
Nocturnal tornadoes are
seats
the worst.
for the fucking helicopter, so I guess I get to
Velocity's
do what
looking
I
a bit
choose what I
contaminated bottom
do.
right, but they are still very
which is
strong
kinda
right now over Highway
cool,
4.
but,
That velocity couplet is sitting in the same spot right now near 14.
So let's see what I can do here. All right.
If you have any friends or family in the path of the severe weather tonight, don't forget to share the stream. Again, we are live with commercial-free coverage. Minnesota is one of the biggest targets here over the next few hours for damaging winds, large hail, and maybe even a couple of tornadoes, which one or two could be strong.
Wow. Violent vortices that were just like, just whipping around and like they were about.
This is Vince's view.
Can we do it? Apparently, chat does not want Stonies to survive.
No, maybe.
There's a wall cloud there on the right still.
Do we have a word for a maybe tornado?
You know, guys, you'll make Melton happy if Stonies gets
Very
destroyed.
strong rotation.
Do you really want to make Nick and Melton happy?
Signal's
I think not. Save Stonies, chat. Save Stonies.
Yeah, the passerby just called in that phone call then, or is it weather service? The passerby, he hung up for it. Yeah.
I'm gonna stay on Vince. He has the wall cloud.
Am I humping the
Nothing down
box?
as of right now,
No.
but again, it could drop it legitimately anytime.
No.
Oh, it needs
Not
some
yet.
better signal.
Sun is setting.
I can imagine it's going to do it maybe one more time here. It's this wall. I mean, I've got a. We're going to be pretty close. To this one. I've got-
EDW Raptor.
Minnesota just north of
One more
Minnesota.
sub. Ag says, I don't want to make Cheeto sad. Well, then you know what you got to do. Get the subs. Save Stonies.
It is attempting to drop a tornado right now.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto 200.
Zvezda gifting 10 more subs. Chat, we have saved Stonies tonight.
It could be down at any moment.
It will
here.
stay away from
It's
Rockville,
definitely spinning.
Minnesota.
Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max. So actually, do you think we
07s
have
all
two
around,
possible
chat.
areas where we could see a tornado? Unfortunately, one of them is backed by Gary. We actually have a little bit of a low precipitation hook and a
07s
couplet on that. This
in the
could quite
chat.
literally produce a tornado in the same area that we've seen 3 tornadoes go through already.
I got to get
So
the
if we're
sub.
doing any search and rescue efforts back there, or a storm chaser, just anyone in that area, know that there could be a 4th tornado going through that area, as well as the tornado that we're probably about to have on the ground on the other chasers' feeds as well.
All right, thank you, Riley, for the update. So again, that could be a concern back over near Gary. We may see a new tornado reporting on that. We'll have to wait and see. But once again, we do have a potential tornado dropping right now northwest of Canby. It has been very close here over the last few minutes. Got a wall cloud. Obviously getting dark, so it's going to be a lot harder to see here in a few minutes. And this rotation has been basically sitting in the same place here for several minutes. It's been here for probably about 10, 15, 20 minutes here near Burr. And it's not really moving much. Again, this is what I'm talking about with deviant motion. These tornadoes could literally go anywhere. Otherwise known as like a drunk NATO, for example.
A drunk NATO. Okay, so.
There's a huge, look at how large that wall cloud is.
Wow.
It's a funnel.
That fucking means business.
I think right there in the middle may be a funnel.
Gosh, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it looks like it's the same setup here. It's another shelf cloud with a lot of rotation making its way east.
All right, the rotation right now on radar is confusing me. It's kind of, it's not a super tight signature in my opinion. Somebody who's looking at radar and not driving down the road may have a different opinion.
I was working my phone. What do we got?
I will defer to them for that, but I really don't.
All right, Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max, so one thing that I am noticing on this storm here on radar is if we go ahead and circle the middle of the couplet and then actually go over to reflectivity and look at it on reflectivity, we can see that there is a small bounded weak echo region, or BWER, in the center of the storm. This is actually signals a very strong and growing updraft. So that means that this storm is not weakening, it's strengthening, and there could also be a very strong tornado in this area here pretty soon.
All right, thank you, Riley, for the update. So again, this very likely will be dropping another tornado here at any moment. It has been rotating a lot, especially on radar. We've had a large bowl here as well over the last few minutes. You can see that on the left side of your screen. This, again, may be very close to dropping a tornado north of Canby in Minnesota. They have just gone ahead and downgraded the warning back to radar indicated. On top of that, no longer includes the downtown area of Canby, but I'd still be in your safe place if I'm in Canby. I would not be risking it. With what the storm's already done, if we get a tornado, it could literally go anywhere.
Not really right now, but how much traffic we have.
Rigsby's tornado goes back down.
All right, chat.
There may be a tornado dropping right there.
Yeah, oh, there's Corey. I'm gonna go back south here. Back south.
This is almost buried back in the rain here on velocity.
Yeah, sorry, Chad. Just kind of trying to figure this out. You know, it's turning into nighttime, trying to figure out if this thing's gonna drop another tornado or not, and then two, just kind of processing that insane tornado intercept that just happened. I'm just in awe. I bet Chad. I bet you guys are in awe too.
I go over to Tornado Pagey. We only have 2 tornado warnings, one for Kanawha County in Minnesota for 6 more minutes, and the other one is for I need a pronunciation. Lac Paro County in Minnesota, and also for Yellow Medicine County, Minnesota. That is the one county I need pinned. I need a sticky note for that.
Yellow
one.
Medicine?
I've said it probably about 10 different times now. Huge shout out to Peace with another $200 super chat. Huge W's in the chat for Peace. Also, shout out to Catherine with the Venmo donation, as well as Matthew for the $35 PayPal donation. Thank you for the updates and the lives you save. Lizzie and Zelenka, hopefully I'm saying the name right. And I love watching and learning so much from the streams that you do. I'm glad I can help, and I appreciate the super chat. As a reminder, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. We do weather coverage like this all the time. We are once again covering the Midwest and the northern and even central plains this evening, where we do have a tornado watch in effect for a large chunk of Minnesota and South Dakota, where we are expecting the threat of damaging winds, large hail, and a few tornadoes to continue. Again, we have a large slight risk of severe weather in place, and even on slight risk days, we can still get crazy tornadoes, which is why a lot of the time we are on standby for days like this when there could be a potential for a large tornado. And I thought there was one today, and we end up having literally, I think, 2 different large tornadoes almost in the same exact area. Our tornado threat for tonight is mainly across Minnesota, Wisconsin, North and South Dakota. We have a large 5% tornado risk from Clear Lake back into Minneapolis, also including western Wisconsin, and then Eau Claire back through Fargo, Fergus Falls, and Clark. You guys are in the 2% tornado risk. So there is still a chance, again, for a few tornadoes here over the next few hours. If you're over in the Twin Cities, I'd be ready. Again, nothing's in your neighborhood yet, but we are going to see some storms, I think, in the next hour or two that may become a bit more severe, including the potential even for tornadoes. So definitely be ready for that increasing threat of severe weather.
Save the body cam footage. Yeah, well, go after the sheriff's office, make it suffer.
Top left there of your screen.
I was so scared because
velocities have gotten kind of jumbled here on radar.
So I had to throw my Mavic 4 at it, and I was worried I was going to lose it. But
it is now almost fully pitch black outside.
That was Ashby meets Wynnewood meets I don't know what. Meets Campo, Colorado. Like, yeah, that was.
Guys,
I'm still trying to process it.
Again, you guys can speculate and yap.
Oh man, I forgot to put my drone up.
You guys can yap all you want in the chat, but I mean, I'm just at fault as anybody else in that situation. So I certainly will not be asking anybody to pay for any damages because I mean, it's just part of the chase. So.
Hey, Carol, for the super chat. Thank you, Max. It's been a crazy night. It has been crazy so far.
There's pure chaos. There's trying to be something in the rain.
This Tornado Pagey as well. They are on the storm. Back over to Freddie.
It's just gonna work.
A new tornado warning.
All right, let's go back to radar. We have a brand new tornado warning. That tornado.
There's still like a weird bull lowering and it's getting rain.
Connor said there's a bull lowering, so we're keeping an eye on that. Brand new tornado warning near Raymond, just southwest of Pennock and west of Wilmar here in Minnesota. The main area of rotations over Highway 40. We already had a tornado with one of these storms earlier, and this one may drop another tornado near Highway 40 that is tracking to the east-southeast over the next few minutes, and then eventually going towards the southwest side of Wilmar. So if you're over in Wilmar, be ready to go to your safe
that's
place.
south
The
of
greatest
Nick.
concern, obviously, is
So
west
that's
of
good.
Wilmar,
You're safe.
and that'll eventually be tracking towards Roseland, Cosmos, and then eventually towards Hutchinson, Litchfield, Acton, as well as Atwater. You guys are in the long-term trajectory of this cluster of storms. The southern segment is where we are watching for discrete cellular activity, or at least semi-discrete storms, and that is where a more elevated tornado threat will end up residing out of this particular segment of storms. Once again, no PDS tornado warning anymore back over here near Canby, but we still have an active tornado warning here. The main area of rotation is located inside of the rain. Let me go over to Vince here. Vince is he's literally next to the rotation on radar. If we had a tornado, it'd be north of Canby. Do not see anything clearly right now.
All right, we're going to the west circulation. West circulation.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, well, we have another tornado warning.
Not ideal.
We got another tornado warning. That's for Dual, Coddington, and Hamlin counties in South Dakota. Is that the same area? I think that's the same area. It is. Not again. We got another tornado warning. This is literally the same area. We've had already 2 large tornadoes here in this general vicinity. The one near Gary, which is further east, like this entire area. We already had 1 large tornado at the beginning of the stream near
Guys, it's
Altamont.
south.
We had another tornado warning almost for the same exact area. That's for Altamont, Goodwin, and also west of Clear Lake. So if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter, get away from windows, and get on the lowest floor possible, and get to an interior room of your home or building. This is unbelievable. This area has already been hit twice. We got another one trying to drop. You can see the velocity signature here on radar. It's right over I-29. That is tracking to the southeast, and it will eventually be going towards Clear Lake. So if you're over just west of Clear Lake here in South Dakota, you need to be in your safe place. Be ready again if you're in Clear Lake for another potential tornado. This would likely be a more rain-wrapped tornado as it tracks to the southeast here over the next few minutes. But we have 2 areas of rotation on this storm here near Canby. This storm is very hard to read right now because of it just being in a bit of a radar hole, but there may be another area of rotation attempting to develop south of Gary, and this may be the one that was trying and is just failing to do anything. Because I've looked at multiple chasers. We've seen a lowering, nothing actually on the ground, though, even though there is a tight couplet on radar. There may be some contamination there. So again, if you're in this tornado warning, definitely continue to stay in your safe place. It looks very ominous over Gary. This is from Storm Chaser IRL, who is just east of Gary.
Would you like guidance to this location?
But is very ominous. We got a lightning strike. You might be able to see that kind of little lowering up there. I saw it there briefly. Hey, Richard for the super chat. Where's Tornado Pagey? They're currently in Canby. They're chilling. Thank you, Sarah, for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you all watching from Michigan. You're doing well there in Michigan. No severe weather in Michigan tonight. We're keeping an eye on Storm Chaser IRL there as well. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max. So just an update on what to expect, specifically out of these storms in and around Clear Lake for the next couple of hours. So one of the things that's interesting is these storms are barely moving. When it first produced tornado, it was moving east at 20, then it was moving east at 15, and now it's moving east at 10 miles per hour. This is actually one of the concerning trends that we're seeing, both with mesoscale analysis and just what to expect out of this for the next couple of hours. This storm normally, or normal storms, you'd see them move out of the favorable environment.
All right.
This storm, looking at our violent tornado parameter, is basically right inside our most favorable environment, and obviously because it's not moving, there's going to be nothing to push it out of that. This is reflected on the HRRR as well. If we take a look at significant tornado parameter values, we can see that they kind of just sit around that 7 to 8 ratio, or the really high values of significant tornado parameter in this area until they get pushed out eventually at 1 a.m. tonight. I'm not saying these storms are
hello,
going to remain
sandwich
tornadic in
artist.
this
Well,
area
hello.
until 1 a.m. tonight. Unfortunately, as long as they do manage to sit here and nothing comes to sort of push them out, they are just going to sort of sit over the same area and continuing cycling. This environment is quite literally perfect for cyclic supercells that produce tornadoes over and over and over again. That is exactly what we are seeing here and have been seeing here for the last few hours. I am hopeful that the outflow from this storm will sort of protect Clear Lake.
The best
from
kind of rate is
storm
cyclic
behind
rate.
it or to the west from being a proper tornado producing storm, because it should be cooled off. Hopefully this will limit the energy that's available to this storm, and it will make sure that Clear Lake does not see any tornadoes today. However, you can't say the same thing for this storms or these storms off to the east, because there's nothing ahead of these. There's nothing changing that environment, cooling that environment down, and they're going to be more than capable of producing tornadoes for the next couple of hours. Same sort of thing over here towards these, or for the storms that are headed towards Minneapolis. I do think these are going to slow down and eventually stall out as well. I'm really hoping they don't leave our tornado watch. There is still this slight chance that they will, but by then the tornado threat will be lesser. So hopefully Minneapolis doesn't see anything from these, but it is still possible.
All righty, thank you, Riley, for the update. So that's kind of a general overview of what's happening right now. And again, we do have active tornado warnings, currently 3, 2 of which are in western Minnesota, and we got 1 more over in eastern South Dakota. So it is obviously still very active. We are expecting this very active night to continue here across both South Dakota and Minnesota. The severe weather threat is really not showing any signs of slowing down right now. But really the biggest story right now, if you're in Minnesota, South Dakota, or, you know, even back over in western Wisconsin, is be ready. Be ready for these storms. Make sure that you have multiple ways to receive warnings. Have a tornado action plan ready to go. If you got friends or family in this region tonight, make sure that they're staying weather aware as well, as we are expecting a very active next few hours here, where we may see a few more tornadoes and then the potential for significant damaging winds and also large hail. Also, Connor is looking at something here. This is back over near Canby. We go over to Connor. Was looking at something.
Same here.
Let's actually go to Storm Intermedia. We got a power truck here. This is the storm that is still producing the potential for a tornado. The rotation's gotten kind of further to the south on this tornado warning. This is near Canby now. So they may issue a tornado warning for Canby, Minnesota in a minute or two.
Sold out places in Sioux Falls, unfortunately, though. I have my sister's place. I will figure out lodging in a little bit. Let's all just plan to hedge towards Sioux Falls. Yeah, I'm gonna get to Canby and drop south. Yeah, Brandon, you want to just go east to Campion? It's just down the road here. It takes us out of the storms.
Give me 1 second, guys. I pour myself.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Hydration.
I'm checking right now.
You are in the risk area. Also, make sure you have flashlights ready to go. If you have any sort of, you know, if you have a generator, for example, maybe have that ready to go in case you do lose power. That is obviously entirely a possibility here with these storms tonight, on top of the wind and hail threat that'll come out of these storms, and then maybe even the potential for a few more tornadoes. So far, power outages have not been that crazy, mainly because all the tornadoes that we've had have been basically in the same area. But Dual County is the one where we had that large tornado not too long ago, and we at least have about 1,000 customers without power. That's out of about 2,300 people. And then back over in western Minnesota, we have about 1,400 without power, really none of which are in these counties back over in western Minnesota. We got one singular customer without power in the I'm not going to remember the name again, but that county over here in western Minnesota, that one is one of the ones that has had at least one power outage. I don't think that's from severe weather, but you never know. That would be from the storm, though, that's now north of Canby if it was from the weather. All right, so let's go back over to our storm further to the west. This is just to the east of I-29 now. The rotation on this storm's gone a little bit broader over the last few scans. If we get a tornado, it would be heading towards Clear Lake over the next few minutes, just south of Goodwin. So seek shelter. Again, if you are in this tornado warning, this is an area that we've already had a couple large tornadoes here today.
All right, chat, let's see what we can do here.
Velocities on this
I'm
storm have gotten
confused
a lot
about how
broader.
these things
I think
go
this is
together.
turning into more of an outflow kind of storm here, where damaging winds and hail are the greatest concerns. Still wouldn't rule out a tornado. It looks like we still have a lowering. This is Freddie McKinney, who's looking at the storm. We do have a hook echo again.
Gosh.
You're 68.
Yeah, I have video of it getting ripped off.
There is a possible wall cloud there.
Ooh, no, the cord. Yeah, Mike.
All right.
Hey, I think you left something in your car. That was insane, dude. That was insane, Mike.
But tab A and a slot B. Yeah, well, we're a little past that point now.
Oh my gosh. Nova. What's up, man? Good to see you, Nova.
Guess we're doing a little meet and greet out here.
Yeah, good to see you. That was a crazy chase. Yeah.
Also, Tornado Pagey. in Canby.
Merge together here. Like this front one.
Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max, so I have an update from Nebraska, actually. If you go down and look near North Platte off to the southwest near Grant, we have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds. This storm looks like literally nothing on radar, but actually did just produce a almost 80-mile-per-hour wind gust. So that is destructive winds for our severe thunderstorm warning here near Grant. This should include Imperial as well here pretty soon.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update.
They're
Yeah,
the
it looks
T-storm
like nothing on
chasers.
radar, and if you look at Echo Tops, the storm is almost
Do
no
they have
more.
T-cells?
There's actually one spot here near Imperial
But,
that is at 44,000 feet for cloud tops, and if you look at radar, it's hard to believe because this storm is just so tiny, but it is producing high downburst winds, so be ready for that just southwest there of North Platte. We also have a severe warning northwest of St. Cloud near Little Falls. That is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, quarter-sized tail. There's also a tornado possible label on this storm. That area of rotation is embedded in a lot of rain. It would be near the Uppsala area, then going towards Holdingford, and then St. Stephen and Rice will be in the path of that. So that's rain-wrapped rotation embedded in a cluster of storms that is tracking right now down to the southeast. So be in your safe place again if you are in that warning. There is still a chance there for an isolated tornado threat. Also, let us know in the chat where you guys are all tuning in from. We're doing another heat map. We'll get an idea from wherever he's tuning in from here tonight. Feel free to put your location in, and it'll basically will generate a map and kind of plot out where everybody's currently tuning in from. Helps us be able
We
to
got
know
10 more subs, chat.
Severe weather as well, especially when
From
we have
Kaleidoscope
active severe
with
warnings
10
and
more
tornado warnings.
subs. Let's freaking go. All right, let's see if we can.
So it looks like,
speaking of freaking going, let's see if we can get this shit to work.
This is
gotta
storm
figure out how to do
in
this here.
downtown Canby. The wind is beginning to pick up a little bit. Might be from the RFD surge from the storm, so that's kind of the remnants probably from our initial tornado, just some of the wind there. Gotten very contaminated on radar. I do think this is more outflow dominant now, but wind is definitely picking up here right in Canby. Hey, Cornbread for the super chat. Really appreciate that. And also thank you, Superflex, for the $10 super chat.
All right, chat. I think we got something here. We're definitely making sure Stonies is saved. Oh, they're funny. They do. Oh, they steal shit. That's no good. Tia's tuning in for Tokyo. You expecting storms? Nope. We have a lot of people shooting off fireworks tonight. But there wasn't anything good else to watch right now, so that's why we're doing this.
Our radio was out, so we did not hear what everyone was talking about.
Shout out to Ty for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities.
Me, Connor, Corey, Scott, and Rigsby are all in parades.
This tornado warning, by the way, north of Canby goes for 5 more minutes. I do expect that they will cancel it in a moment or just allow it to expire. Hey, Isaiah for the super chat. At a wedding in Sacred Heart, Minnesota, should we be worried?
Yeah, you could. You definitely could.
This is the friends race.
Over in Sacred Heart, Minnesota. I mean, you're going to see a storm probably. You'll probably
Wedding
see
on a
storm.
Friday
They'll
night?
storm
Wow.
at you, but it has lightning, so if it's an outdoor wedding, then you might be shocked. I highly doubt it's outdoors, but it might be. You never know. If it's an indoor wedding, just stay weather aware. There's lightning in the vicinity, though, and then we also have a potential for maybe some isolated damaging winds if this storm can strengthen. The velocities on radar do appear to at least be near severe levels, so they may issue a severe warning on that. Back over near Granite Falls. Hope the wedding's going well. Literally got a whole chaser convergence back over on the storm near Canby. This is back over to Storm Intermedia again in downtown Canby, where we are at least seeing some damaging winds. I do expect that they'll issue a severe thunderstorm warning for the Canby area. Do not think they're going to continue a tornado warning.
Here we go. Oh, it's Saturday?
We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, shit, it is Saturday. Fuck. I completely messed that up. It is Saturday. Thank you.
Tons of lightning in
KLF.
the storm as well. These storms are highly electrified.
Right.
If you have any outdoor plans tonight, probably a good idea to either postpone them, cancel them, or just don't be outside at all. Best thing you can be doing tonight. In case you did not see this, this was earlier into today's stream. This was from, again, our initial tornado that we had back over near Clear Lake. Possibly one of the strangest tornadoes that we've ever seen on a stream. Again, this thing literally It looked like a screw. There's almost no. It almost looks like a popsicle stick in a way, and it was just literally spinning and dancing. This is again a real tornado. This is not AI. This is legitimately a tornado. I know it might shock some of you. I've never seen anything like this.
That looks fake as fuck.
Literally one of the craziest tornadoes ever. It was literally a snake too. It looked like a snake.
Like a sneaky snake.
And that was earlier in the stream. One of the craziest tornadoes ever. And this is also Freddy. I don't know if we really had this on for much, but like this right here is just insane. Oops. I'm going to play the video. That right there is just insane. The bowl funnel and then just a big pipe coming down. I've never seen a tornado like that. I've said that a lot this year, but I've literally never seen a tornado like that. It was one of the craziest. It had some of the most deviant motion I've seen on a tornado on a stream too. Literally it went north at one point, went south, went east, went west. It went basically every direction. Hey, Amanda for the super chat. Also, I do want to point out that there were injuries reported from that tornado. There were also multiple homes that were damaged or either swept from foundation. It sounds like there was one injury. I think there's one injury total that we've at least had confirmed so far. There was somebody with a broken ankle. There were buildings that were hit. Luckily, there were not more buildings that were hit. I think there was like 3 or 4 buildings that may have been damaged or destroyed from that tornado. There was a lot of barns back over near Clear Lake. That's at least what we know as of right now. And obviously, if there are more updates, we'll definitely let you know. No fatalities reported, which is a really good thing. And let's just hope that stays that way, because that was a very dangerous tornado that we had. And it could have been way worse. If that hit the town of Gary, it would have literally been a catastrophic situation. So, yeah. Thank you, Angie, for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. And there was also, before that tornado even happened, there was also a wedding proposal. Actually, it kind of happened during the tornado too, but... All right, this is where everybody's tuning in from right now. I don't know if we could get any closer to having almost all of southern and central Minnesota tuning in. But if you look at the heat map, a lot of people tuning in from Minnesota right now. A lot. And this is what it looks like a little bit closer and zoomed in. So
all the Scandinavian prudes. They're all prudes.
Tuning in. St.
Don't
Cloud,
help them, Max.
St. Cloud back through Clear Lake. Once again, when you put your location in the chat, it basically will just plot on this map. And there's a ton of people back over in Minnesota. That is the most purple I've ever seen a state before when it comes to the heat map here. Even Chicago, Milwaukee, we got a lot of people tuning in from those areas too. That is really crazy.
Okay, God, I am exhausted.
Back over to Storm Intermedia on this storm that
What's
has now
happening to
no
me?
tornado warning, no warning at all. It was tornado warning. There can be. It's gone out. I think it is outflow dominant at this point. Hey, Ron, for the $10 super chat. Anything for Sioux Falls, South Dakota later tonight? I think you guys are chilling. Isolated. Damaging wind threat if any severe weather happens. Structure's still pretty crazy on the storm. Nonetheless.
Gotcha. I was about to be really confused. I was like, what?
By the way, the tornado warning that we had near Wilmar is no longer ongoing, so our only active...
A new
That's good.
tornado warning has been issued.
Our only active tornado warning is not in South Dakota. We have a new one in Minnesota. Phenomenal timing. Well, we have a new tornado warning for Canby. This is going to be for Yellow Medicine. And find the pronunciation. It's like Cape Harl County in Minnesota. I really need a sticky note for this county. So they have issued a new tornado warning. That's for Canby and Providence. If you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter, get away from windows, and get on the lowest floor possible.
So,
And get to an
are you going to go in depth on any of the
your
SCOTUS
building.
cases? Yes, just not
There's
today.
also a tornado warning still in South
Might
Dakota.
try to
That
do
one's
some
due
tomorrow or maybe Monday. Tomorrow or Monday is the goal. No, hell yeah, we're gonna go in those. Some of those are fucking important
Main
as
area of
hell.
rotation on this storm is going to
Massively important.
be right here. It's actually kind of moving outside of our tornado warning. Then we have another one just to the northeast of Castlewood. I'm going to be honest, I think the main area would probably be this one south of 29. But there's two areas of rotation on radar. They're pretty weak, not nearly as strong as what we had earlier. But we are keeping an eye on them in case the tornado threat does increase.
Tornadoes.
This is on our can-be tornado warning, which, again, there's a lot of lightning on this thing.
Saskatchewan tornadoes.
And some small low, like clouds are lower, but nothing definitively rotating as of now. A diaper for the $20 super chat.
There's the lightning as we're blasting south right now. You forget your password?
No, well, it's dumb. Stop it.
I think I'm right behind you, Corey.
Back to him in a second. Hail with the $10 super chat asked about areas near St. Cloud. Yeah, again, St. Cloud right now, the biggest concern is damaging winds.
Ross, you have a great cop deposition? Send it to me. I'd love to look at
the
it.
next few hours, the biggest concern with this is, again, damaging winds. There's also a ton of
Send it
lightning.
my
We
way.
do have a broad area of rotation right now near Elmdale and Holdingford, which could end up spawning a tornado or two at some point down the road. It is tracking more towards Rice and Royalton and St. Stephen. So be ready if you're in those areas. Again, I'd be way from windows, lowest floor possible personally, because there is a threat, I do think, of a tornado with this storm. Despite there not being a tornado warning. Also, a boatload of lightning. You can see all the lightning being detected on the storm. It is absurd. And then our storm back over to the west of Litchfield right now is mainly a wind threat. The tornado threat is lower. There is a broad area of rotation on the west side of Wilmar. So if you're in Wilmar, you don't have to be in your safe place right now, but I would get ready, again, if you're over in Wilmar, for a potential tornado threat. But the greatest concern being damaging winds and hail. That storm is currently tracking to the east. And then back over here again near the borders, we've been talking about here for hours now. Still got multiple tornado warnings, and we also got a massive shelf cloud on this Canby storm. Yeah, this is Storm Intermedia. That is a view of the shelf cloud here, and also the storm, obviously, which is still tornado warned near Canby.
It's Rigsby.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with my sister in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
Structure's pretty crazy here.
Those are the.
Thank you, Darren, for the super chat.
Oh, you got Aaron one?
Yeah, one heck of a
Okay, Brandon, do you want a 1 king?
It's on YouTube.
That is a crazy structure. Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max, and one good thing about that structure, actually, is if you look on radar, we basically have a line of storms now. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that this has congealed into a line and gone outflow dominant. Normally, when you have a shelf cloud as amazing as the one that we're looking at right now, it does mean that the storm's outflow dominant. An outflow dominant storm will struggle to or not produce a tornado. So hopefully, pretty soon we'll be done for the day, but we are not done yet.
All righty, thank you, Riley, for the update. So that's kind of generally what we're looking at right now. Again, a elongated line of storms is trying to form, and if that does happen, we're going to be transitioning to a much more significant wind threat, and then the tornado threat would end up being lower, but not zero, but it is lower usually with a line of storms like this. But, I mean, again, the shelf cloud just looks unbelievable here. You not really have much rotation on the storm near Canby. I do think it's mostly just contaminated. That shelf cloud is massive, though. You can see how tall it is.
This thing's got a heck of a.
Angeline for the $10 super chat.
Holy.
Also, shout out to Sunny Dog with the $10 super chat. Congrats on your wedding proposal, Max. I did not propose to anybody. I've yet to have a girlfriend in my life. It's not happened yet. But Tornado Page and Bryce Shelton, they did engage earlier on the stream, or Bryce proposed, and they're now engaged. Thank you, Kristen, for the $25 Venmo donation. Thanks for your coverage. Cheers from Minnesota. Appreciate that.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, we do have a brand new tornado warning. This one's for Benton, Stearns, and Morrison counties in Minnesota.
Uh-oh, Aaron.
The storm near Rice.
Aaron.
For it to pop up.
I guess chat. We got to protect Cheetos.
and Buckman. We were just talking about this storm. There is a large, broad area of rotation near Bolus going into Royalton, crossing over Highway 10, and then approaching Rice. So seek shelter if you're in this tornado warning. Get away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible and get to an interior room of your home or building. This is the main area of rotation is located in your holding Ford, moving east about 30 miles per hour. Keep in mind, flying debris is going to be possible if we have a tornado, so you do not want to be standing near windows. You do not want to be outside either. I don't know why you'd be outside right now. It is literally 9:37 p.m., but you never know. There might be somebody outside. Thank you, Karma, for becoming a member. Also, I know things for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that.
Why not be outside?
Yeah, again, large area of rotation on this storm. On top of that, we just have an unbelievable. I mean, this storm has been insane when it comes to the tornado, and now it has an insane shelf cloud.
My parting gift to everyone: affordable hotel.
There can be.
Well, believe it or not, I mean, I still had mine.
Just once again, DL's. There's two people with Stormer Media. If you guys didn't know, you have DL, and then you also have Garrett, and this is likely Garrett's.
Yes, get to the nearest building with $2.50
He
cans
is going to be
and take shelter.
starting a new path in his life. Garrett will still be chasing for Stormer Media, but this is actually his last chase probably today. I do not think he's chasing again after today. So he is.
Oh my god.
He's had one heck of a chase for it being his last one. And again, he's been with our channel. He's literally our third ever chaser that we ever had on this channel. Back in last year in May, he kept reaching out. He wanted to be on our streams, and you know, literally where it began was literally about a little over a year ago. I think it was a year ago. I think it was about a year ago, and this will be his last chase, most likely our last chase on our channel at the minimum, because I don't think we're live tomorrow, but yeah. He's had a heck of a year. This has been his best, 100% his best chase here. He's been insane on almost every single storm that has produced tornadoes. So we'll make sure to show.
God, that's a wall cloud.
Hey, Peace for the $100 super chat. That was in the chat for Peace. Sauk Rapids. I'll check it out.
All right, Corey, do me a favor. Don't drive down.
Yeah, right now, Sauk Rapids and anywhere in St. Cloud, we're not in any warning as of right now, but we'll likely get a severe warning here in a few minutes for damaging winds going towards St. Joseph, just northwest of Elk River. So probably going to get a severe warning here shortly. Thank you, Diaper, for becoming a member. And Karen for the $50 super chat. These broadcasts may only be my chance to see, or may be my only chance to see rain this year, anticipating another monsoon season here in Arizona. Well, actually, you guys are going to be seeing a monsoon likely next week. There's a high chance of above average precipitation next week. So I fully expect that you guys are going to get a lot of rain here very soon. But yeah, once again, north of St. Cloud, we have a large, broad area of rotation. It is a little bit contaminated. We are very far away from the radar site, but we could get a tornado legitimately anywhere in here. So if you're anywhere in this tornado warning, continue to stay in your safe place, away from windows, and be on the lowest floor possible, north there of St. Joseph. There is still a low chance of a tornado near Wilmar as well. Wilmar, I would be at least staying away from windows in case something does try to drop here. I have very low confidence that we're going to get a tornado out of this storm in the next few minutes, but Wilmar, that is an area that we could see a tornado drop here as it goes towards Atwater. I get about a 20% chance that it actually tries to produce something. It's a relatively low chance.
All right, well, I'm going to...
Wilmer, apparently. Wilmar.
I want to redirect you guys, but at the same time, I think tomorrow is the last day.
All right, so Stormer Media thinks tomorrow is the last day.
I believe tomorrow would be the last day of streaming, at least for me. But if tomorrow doesn't verify, if we don't do anything tomorrow, and then Monday isn't a chase day, like deleting... I don't want to go start out a little bit of a quiet.
They have canceled the tornado warning west of Clear Lake, South Dakota. Still have one for Canby, which that's what this storm looks like right now. Hey, Jacob for the super chat. Bring that golf game to Chaska, Minnesota. I actually might fly up to Wisconsin at some point to go golfing. Whenever the weather's quiet. Thank you, Diaper, for becoming a member.
Yeah. I was thinking you.
Huge shout out to Kyle for tuning in with the boys. Boys, as in, I think a cat. I don't know if you can see the cat. Tune in with the cat on the big TV. Just curious in the chat, what are you guys all watching on? You guys watching on TV, smartphone?
What the fuck?
Nintendo Switch? What are you guys all watching on? Let me know in the chat. Just out of curiosity.
still tornado warned up there. I don't really know why. It's definitely outflow dominant.
We have a new severe thunderstorm warning, as kind of expected. This is where somebody's wedding is happening right now. I heard that in the chat. That's for Granite Falls, Renville, south of Clare City, and just south of Roseland, west of Olivia. That'll be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds and also quarter-sized hail. So stay away from windows. Be on the lowest floor possible if you are in this severe thunderstorm warning.
There we go, chat. Figure out a way to fucking lock that in place.
On the TV. Somebody's watching
Some
on their
tension.
fridge. That is actually kind of sad.
You shouldn't say that,
right now.
Max. Watching on our fridge
A
is
lot of people
sad.
watching on TV. It's actually a lot more people than I thought.
Like I said,
Your stats can actually tell you this. Your stats can actually tell you about all this if you like pay attention to your analytics.
Super chat also saying watching on my fridge. There's no way. Wait, we have 2 people watching on a fridge.
Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate it, and thank you for being a member for just shy of 2 years. I'm trying to think, did we start our membership 2 years ago? Because we seem to have a lot.
Thank you, Kristen, for the Venmo donation, saying thanks for your coverage from Minnesota. Appreciate that. This is, again, our tornado warning for Canby, which, again, I do not think there's a tornado here, but I do think there's likely still a high risk of wind with this storm, with how large the shelf cloud is especially.
I appreciate all the kind messages, guys.
Why is the guy quitting? What's he going to do? Is he going to go start running the weather machine?
Part of me wants to just, like, not even bother chasing tomorrow. Because the chances that we'd see that tomorrow, very slim. Probably.
Thank you, Kira, for becoming a member. Thank you, Northwest Iowa, for the super chat. Watching my phone while watching the UFC fights, my TV. From Shelby, Iowa. Appreciate you tuning in. Even with the fights.
For sure. Thank you for your EF2 membership for
a new tornado warning has been issued.
Oh my goodness, not again. Bro, why do we keep getting tornado warnings in the same place? We got another tornado warning just west of Clear Lake. That's going to be for Castlewood, east of Haiti. And that's why. There's a strong area of rotation just southwest of Castlewood, moving to the southeast. This actually might drop a tornado going towards Dempster and Esteline. I-29 is also in the path that here in South Dakota. Just southwest of Clear Lake. So again, seek shelter if you're in this tornado warning. Get away from windows. Get on the lowest floor possible. And get to an interior room of your home or building if you are in this tornado warning. That is the main area of rotation. It's right over 81. Going towards Dempster. Storm Chaser IRL is en route, I believe, for that storm. Also looks like Vince is back over near Gary, where the winds have picked up immensely.
Oh, wow.
They might be doing some search and rescue, or at least just looking around to make sure everybody's all right. But they're kind of in that area. The wind is really strong there, back over near Gary right now. So line storms definitely producing significant wind. I'm honestly kind of surprised we don't have a severe warning for all of this activity, because there's probably numerous to widespread damaging winds between 60 to 75 miles per hour right now. Thank you, Isa, for becoming a member. Also, thank you, Angela, for the super chat. Thanks for the coverage. I appreciate that. Also, Riley has an update. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Max, so we actually do have winds between 60 and 75 miles per hour. We just got a 74-mile-per-hour report out of Canby. The SWORD tornado warning currently is in effect. I think this storm has gone outflow dominant with its last RFD surge, and that's why this 74-mile-per-hour wind report was reported, and I do think it'll be eventually replaced by a considerable severe thunderstorm warning.
Alrighty, thank you, Riley, for the update. So, again, we do have significant damaging winds out of this area of storms. I do not think a tornado warning is even warranted anymore for Canby, but just continue to stay in your safe place, especially with how high the winds are. Also, we had a 2-inch sized hail report back over in Gary, South Dakota, approximately an hour ago, and that's from the storm near Canby. So we may even have some large hail falling out of the storm as it continues to track to the east. Back over in Wilmer, in Minnesota, the rotation on the storm's gone a lot broader. It's mainly damaging winds right now around 60 miles per hour, heading towards Atwater and eventually going towards Litchfield in Minnesota. And then further off to the north of St. Joseph and St. Cloud, large, broad area of rotation continues to track east. It's going to be going right over Highway 10 in a moment, and then it's going to be approaching Morrill, just south of Little Falls. So be ready for
chat.
those areas as this.
Where's Rockville?
To the east. This is back over to...
This is scary. I'm scared now.
A huge shelf
for Stonies
near Canby.
If anybody lost windows, I can fix them with the crash wrap, by the way.
Apparently, Connor is putting his bumper back on.
Bumper on, and then I'll be headed down there.
Hunter's putting his bumper back on. He lost his bumper from the Dominator earlier from one of the tornadoes. Or he almost lost it. Broke off. Hey, Trevor, becoming a member. See the clouds, they're still hanging kind of low, but again, I just don't think there's much of a tornado threat with the storm there can be. Tons of lightning, though.
Oh my god. Disaster.
Rockville south of Stain Cloud. Is a storm hitting Jim? I don't know.
Also, this is
Yes.
a photo that was sent in from
Nick's had to
Jerry
sell his
Holzer
Warhammer
on
figures? What do you
Twitter.
mean? What are you
Just
talking
a
about?
weather nerd. He has Stormrunner Media, he's got Freddy, and he's got me. All
Oh.
on 3 different TVs.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting thing, having all the weather information.
That is quite the setup. Also, a big Penn State fan, I take it. That is quite the setup. Feel free to add us on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX with whatever you're watching with right now. You can always send in photos of your setups. All right, we are still sitting at 3 tornado warnings. I would expect the Canby one will be canceled and likely replaced with a severe warning here in a few minutes. Thank you, Adard, for the super chat. I'm in downtown St. Cloud. Thunder just rolling in now. Keep up the great work. Appreciate that. If you're over in St. Cloud, be ready for damaging winds. I would expect a severe warning for St. Cloud in a few minutes. Maybe. I haven't issued one yet. What St. Cloud looks like right now. We do not have a severe warning for St. Cloud, but damaging winds are likely on the north side of town, maybe even in downtown. Sartell and Sauk Rapids are also in the path of that. No tornado risk really right now for St. Cloud. It's mostly wind. But we are starting to see a long line of storms forming right now. It's very elongated. The stretch is approximately over about 184 miles or so. Probably larger than that since it's bowing out a bit. Hey, Lori, for becoming a member. Also, shout out to Bradley with the $20 super chat. They also Judy for the Venmo donation. Also, the severe warning for... All right, so the one for Little Falls still continues. A 60-mile-per-hour wind still has a tornado possible label on it. It's fully gotten pitch black now on Stormrunner Media's feed.
Every now and then.
Shelf cloud is now rolled over top. Sun is set as of about
Stuff like that.
45 minutes ago or so in this area. Basically pitch black.
I'm gonna start heading south. All right.
Hey, Eric, for the $10 super chat. Hey, Stephanie, for being a maximum velocity member. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm fixing my bumper.
Hey, Sarcy for the super chat. Thanks for
I don't even know
streaming.
this
Keep
car
the
is
Night
live,
Owl
bro.
company.
This car's
We were-
dead.
You guys didn't watch
Come
our
on.
live stream last night. We were
Bring
live
this damn
for
thing to
North
dry,
Dakota
chat, and I
until
can glue the other side of it together.
approximately, what was it, 12:30? We went live at 10:30, went until 12:30. One of the later live stream start times that we've had in quite some time. They also Tanner for becoming a member. How's South Dakota going to be? I think South Dakota, for the most part, is winding down. At least the storms in southern South Dakota are just pop-up, hail and wind events. Not really looking at much severe weather down there. And then further off to the east is still really the main concern. Our tornado watch goes for at least 3 more hours across Minnesota and
Where's
South
that
Dakota.
piece I
We
just
still have
was
2
looking
active
at?
tornado warnings near the South Dakota and as well as Minnesota border. One of which is near Castlewood, which is still rotating quite a bit. Storm Chaser IRL, I'm going to put bottom middle of your screen. They are currently heading towards that storm, which does have some
Jesus.
stronger rotation. If we get a
Can't
tornado
find
out of this,
shit
it'll be going
today.
into Dempster in a few minutes and then approaching Esteline and then eventually going towards I-29. This may be one of the only storms that really has a chance at this point of producing a tornado in South Dakota. I think otherwise it's mostly just damaging winds right now. Thank you, Kate, also for becoming a member. Welcome to the Velocities. Also, a new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued. That is going to be for St. Cloud, Princeton, and Baldwin. That is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, kind of as expected. Severe warning here. That also includes Sauk Rapids, Foley, Forston, Peace, and Gilman.
Well, these fucking storms are moving.
Warning. Thank you, Courtney, for the $10 super chat. Thanks for the new vocabulary. I now use sus, outflow, dominant, RFD surge, roping out, mesoscale. You didn't even spell mesoscale, right? Tight couplet, etc. That's not what I use. There you go. We're giving you some new vocabulary words out here. Vocabulary is expanding.
God damn it.
All right, tornado warning has now officially been canceled for Canby. I'm kind of surprised we don't have a severe warning here, but nonetheless, Be ready for damaging winds if you're back over near Minneota, Marshall, or Canby in Minnesota. The storm still has a huge shelf cloud, producing tons of lightning, too. This is a live shot of that storm still. Tons of lightning. Literally almost non-stop. It's crazy. Hey, Rachel, for the $10 super chat. Recently found the channel. Very sophisticated reporting. Keep it up. Appreciate that. Lightning is very intense here. Hey, Julie, for the $25 Venmo donation from Waconia, Minnesota. Please stay safe there tonight. Don't forget cooked. Yeah, cooked is another word.
A new tornado warning has been
We have
issued.
another tornado warning.
There we
This one's
go.
for Jewel County, South
Finally.
Dakota. And I'm pretty sure
Okay.
that is south of Clear Lake. We got another tornado warning here.
Oh, you're asking me? I think he had to sell
Clear
them. Who
Lake,
knows?
Grants,
Who knows
just
what he's
south
had
of
to
Gary.
sell?
We literally just
I'm
had a
sure he
tornado
threw
here.
his stuff away or moved stuff
And so we
around
have
'cause he's
another
like,
tornado warning.
I'm not a nerd.
If you're in this tornado warning, seek
I
shelter.
mean, that
get
dude
away
had a
from
whole
windows,
fucking
get on the
painting
lowest
set and
floor
everything and
possible,
got rid of
and
it.
get
So
to an interior room
who
of the
knows? I
building.
could see him throwing it all away.
Clear Lake, Brant,
I doubt
just south
money
of
means
Gary.
much to him or the
We're
value
all
of
now
things,
included in another tornado
given how
warning.
he
We
acts
literally
most
had
of
a
the
large
time.
tornado here earlier for about half an hour, and we got another one.
That would be sad.
Or at least another tornado warning. Not another large tornado yet, but we could get another tornado out of this storm. Lightning is absolutely insane on this storm. Corporate media has
Ooh, no.
tons of lightning.
No,
Just
no, no.
intense, insane lightning, whatever you want to call it. Just barely east of our tornado warning near Brant. By the way, if we had a tornado, it'd be just south of Clear Lake, bottom right of your screen. That's the main area of rotation. It'll be going to Brant, South Dakota over the next few minutes.
Yeah, no, that's insane. That is true. We're probably gonna try to chase tomorrow.
You are gonna chase tomorrow?
More, maybe. I don't know. I kind of want.
Why is this thing like blowing
Another,
it open?
photo sent in. This is from
It's supposed to
Buckeye
fit in there.
Frank with a,
Why is it blowing
setup here
open?
in his
God.
little, what do you want to call it, but little cave.
You know, they
that you
at
have.
least could give you a fucking jig or
Large
something to
TV,
put this
other
together
stuff
with.
on there too.
Shit.
And this is also from Kim.
This
Watching
should
both
blow it
me
open
and
because it's
Connor.
supposed to fit
Connor's
inside
on the
of it.
top TV and I'm on the bottom screen. Big
Fucking
W for
shittily
sending
made.
those photos. And you can ask on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX if you have any sort of.
Okay,
photos or
guys, you know what? I'm
videos
not going
of
to keep the
event
fucking
on
sound
Twitter
on.
Or even wherever you're watching from. Thank you, Fish for the super chat. Also, thank you, Lady and Isa for the super chat. I literally watch these streams religiously as I crochet. Feeling insane. Appreciate you tuning in.
I got it. That Eli walked around the stairs.
Oh, what is going on there? All right, we're going back to radar here. Still 2 tornado warnings in South Dakota. Our tornado warning north of St. Joseph still continues for another 20 minutes. Just a large, broad area of rotation right now. That's heading towards Morrill. Don't think they're going to issue a new tornado warning on this. We'll have to wait and see. There's still some broad rotation there coming up on 25 and then eventually going towards Gilman. Get ready if you're over Millica, Page, Morrill, and as well as Forston for damaging winds and a low tornado risk as this line of storms continues to push to the east. Hey, before Thunder and MJ for becoming members, also grind up for the super chat. Castlewood was just hit a year or two ago. I'm here with my family in Ivanhoe. Could you please let my mom, Debbie, know that we'll be fine? Check out where that is first. Yeah, you guys are probably be fine. I think the biggest concern there will be damaging winds. So just be ready for damaging winds down there. I'm surprised. I'm still surprised we do not have a severe warning anywhere here between Granite Falls and Canby because we do have damaging winds, I think, embedded in this area of storms. We literally had a 75-mile-per-hour wind gust in Canby. So. Go back over to.
You know what? That's tough, right?
Storming me with a ton of lightning still. Intense lightning here near Canby. Keep in mind, by the way, and this is just kind of general knowledge, but some people don't know this, but the amount of lightning does not mean we're going to get a severe warning, even though there's a lot of lightning here.
For it to slam up against the road.
It just dispersed. Yeah. Just a solid, tiny. Well, there was like a tube and an outer and an outer, and I was like, bro.
I thought I was dreaming for a second because I was like, it almost seems too logical that it would just kind of like bounce back and forth, and then on the ground it was going.
Yeah, it was
Talking about the tornado.
What is that? Why is it going?
It's also Connor. I think he actually might be going towards this tornado warning, possibly. He's just west of Ivanhoe, more towards Hendricks, so he might be going in that general direction. I know Storm Chaser IRL is in that area, but we're not seeing any signs of anything right now. Bottom middle of your screen, and there's almost no lightning for some reason on his end. Main tornado warning, I would say, is the one southwest of Clear Lake. We still have a broad area of rotation going towards Esteline and eventually approaching I-29 here in South Dakota. I personally think anything south of Clear Lake is mostly outflow dominant. I personally do not think that this should even be tornado warned, but probably just precautionary at this point. And even the one near Castlewood, I think, may become outflow dominant here in the next few minutes. Thank you, Jeff, for the 12-month membership, saying new acapella group, max velocity in the mesoscales. That was a terrible joke. At this point, we have a big line of storms that is pretty much forming. This is the MRMS radar, which is showing pretty much everything here across the board. And so, again, we got two large areas of storms that have now clustered together. We got a big cluster now back over near St. Cloud. We got another one near Clear Lake back into western Minnesota. And then in between that, it's a bit broken right now. But I would expect that this will try to congeal more into a larger line of storms within the next hour.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We have another tornado warning in Minnesota. That one's for Renville County in Minnesota. It'll pop up here in a second. One of the storms predicted to leave St. Cloud probably in the next 45 minutes to an hour. New tornado warnings north of Red Falls. That's for Renville, Sacred Heart, also near Bird Island. And there is a good reason why. This velocity scan has actually gotten pretty strong here over the last minute or two. Back right near 212. So this is going due east right along Highway 212. If you're in this tornado warning, you need to be in your safe place. Get away from windows and get on the lowest floor possible and get to an interior room of your home or building. At the minimum, we have very high winds over Renville. I mean, the velocities are measuring at upwards of 80 miles per hour right on 212. And this could also drop a potentially more significant tornado if it does actually drop here. It is a little bit more discreet, a little bit further out in front of our cluster, so it has a slightly better chance of producing a tornado. And it's going to continue to track towards Olivia in about 10 minutes and then eventually going towards Hector. We can actually do a little timing thing here, so we'll drag this out. Let me do a little timing guide here. We'll do a little cone. Just kind of timing this out as it moves east. It is moving east at about 40 to 45 miles per hour. So it'll go into Renville here in the next minute or two, and then eventually approaching Olivia at about 10:15. Again, you should be in your safe place ahead of these times. I'm just giving you a general idea of timing. Bird Island at about 10:22, Hector 10:35, Churchill at about 10:37, Lakeside 10:45, and then eventually approaching Fernando, Hutchinson, and Brownton around 11 o'clock. Sumter around 11:05, and then New Auburn at about 11:10. This storm would be the one that's kind of tracking towards the Minneapolis area, but yeah, it's still a ways away from actually reaching that. It's just moving due east. They've just canceled the severe warning also for Wilmer, so that will not.
What's going?
We no longer have a tornado warning there.
What's going on, EDW?
Velocities do look pretty strong. I think there's probably some level of contamination to this, but it's definitely better to be safe than sorry, especially if this does try to produce a tornado. It could be on the stronger side of things. This is quite the interesting setup. This is from Split Slice on Twitter. I don't know what's going on here. They're apparently watching from my Alexa. They're watching on an Alexa. I didn't even know that was possible. Or what is? I don't know.
How do you?
I don't know what's going on here. Apparently they're watching on an Alexa though. I didn't know that was possible. Is anybody else watching on an Alexa? I guess we'll ignore the Patrick too. Thank you, EDW, for the $10 super chat. My favorite bars in Rockville, Minnesota. Should I be worried? Let me look where Rockville is.
Oh my God.
If you're in Rockville, Minnesota, you guys are probably just chilling. It's just strong storms in that area right now. The worst of the damaging winds will be moving.
Okay, what the hell's wrong with this? Like, so delayed.
Moving into St. Cloud here over the next few minutes.
God, he's so fucking lagged. What's wrong with YouTube tonight?
On our tornado warning near St. Cloud, and we did just get a funnel report on that as well. I do think this is something that could try to produce a tornado. It's kind of gone like in and out of being capable of producing a tornado. I do think at this time, though, there could be one on the ground.
Okay, thank you, Riley, for the update. So, yeah, if you're over near St. Cloud, Princeton, Baldwin, I'd be in your safe place.
Watch out, Somalis.
Morale, definitely be in your safe place. This would actually be the couplet right here that we're referring to. So that's just to the south there, or near 25. Eventually going towards Morale here over the next few minutes. So be in your safe place again. If you're in this tornado warning, it still continues for 13 more minutes, and there was a funnel cloud reported. Thank you, Yoders, for the $20 super chat. How's it going, Brooke? The echo tops on this storm as well are well over 40,000 feet, nearing 50,000 feet near Rice, and also back over near St. Cloud and St. Joseph.
That is awesome, though, EDW.
55,000 feet. Very tall thunderstorm here.
Ah.
We are sitting at 5 severe warnings. We got 4 tornado warnings right now, 2 of which are in South Dakota. Mainly a wind threat right now. I really do not think there's much left with these tornado warnings in South Dakota.
Zero chance,
I do
Lyman.
think
Zero
they're absolutely
chance.
dominant, but if you're in these tornado
Zero
warnings, just continue
chance.
to stay in that safe place. If you're back over near
Much as
Minneota
we'd
or
want
Marshall,
that.
I'd also be in your safe place for damaging wind potential off to your north. That area of storms is slowly moving to the south and east. Flooding is also going to be becoming more of a concern here. These storms are kind of training a little bit from west to east, so flash flooding is becoming more of a concern here between Olivia back through Castlewood. Still have a tornado warning for Renville, as well as Olivia and Bird Island. Rotation's gotten a little bit broader over the latest scan, but still a very large surge of wind right along Highway 212. That'll eventually go towards Hector here in about 20 minutes or so. So continue to stay in that safe place if you're in this this tornado warning. For whatever reason, the severe warning here for St. Cloud has been condensed. It no longer includes St. Cloud, but St. Cloud was literally just inside, or is currently likely getting hit by wind. I think there's a camera here that might have something. At least it's a better camera. Yeah, so this is in St. Cloud right now. Wind is beginning to pick up, not this. So wind started to pick up here in downtown St. Cloud. For some reason, St. Cloud isn't in the severe warning anymore, but the wind is literally moving into St. Cloud right now. See the pulse shaking a little bit there on the bottom of your screen, too. Hey, Gene, for the $10 super chat. Great reporting tonight from Watertown, South Dakota. Appreciate that. A lot of help. Shout out to Gabriel also for the $20 Venmo donation. Our dogs, River and Rain, love the channel. Easily the best weather coverage in the game. Currently watching on our TV. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Also, thank you, Julie, for the Venmo. Or, sorry, for the Venmo donation. Thank you, Gabriel.
Okay.
Yeah, again, wind's picking up here near St. Cloud. Overall, I'm not seeing anything too substantial. We don't have really a tree here, so it's kind of hard to tell. Also, another camera.
All right, chat. Here we go. What do I... Where's my sending?
Oh, wow.
box?
Yeah,
Hold
the
on,
wind's
I
actually
see
really
it.
strong in St. Cloud. Look at this. See the wind a lot better on that camera and also on this camera. The wind's
Only at
definitely picking up
Stoney's
here.
chat where the drinks are strong. So
this is in St. Cloud. Definitely around 60-mile-per-hour winds. This other camera.
one person in his chat caught the joke. That's funny.
And one of the cameras just went down. It's the other camera that we're just looking at just went down. This is the other one. So again, in downtown St. Cloud. Shooting it loads. I'll go back to here for a second. Might take a second to load. But yeah, definitely have some damaging winds here over in St. Cloud. Could definitely see some power outages too. The wind picking up here. So on Minnesota 15, northbound.
No such thing as a Minnesota 15.
Thank you, Brian, for the $10 super chat. Thanks for all you do in Anoka, Minnesota. Watching on our TV, waiting for it to all roll through soon. You guys stay safe, and thank you for the super chat. Yeah, the wind is definitely picking up here again. Back
I thought
over
one
to
of you
St.
guys were going
Cloud.
to
If
say,
you're in
like,
St. Cloud, continue
I
to
have
stay
to
away
see my
from windows for the
probation
next few
officer on
minutes.
Monday.
The highest of those winds
Will their
now moving
office
through
blow
the east
away?
side of St. Cloud, eventually going towards Princeton, Baldwin, and Wynette. So those areas will eventually be in the track of that, just south of Malacca. I would expect a new severe warning also for Malacca.
The
That is
Magnapan?
where
What's
our
a
tornado warning was
Magnapan?
located. Would expect an extension to a severe warning for Malacca and Page.
If you bought
where
me Browns
damaging winds
tickets,
should
would I go?
continue
I don't know if I
as
can
this
fit in
line
a
of storms
seat,
continues
man.
to push to the east.
So no.
May even see an isolated damaging wind gust or two just
that's
west
like
of
that's
Minneapolis.
kind of
even
a
though there's
problem
really no
for me.
storms here right now.
I don't think I'd
There's
fit in the
actually
seat
velocities
comfortably.
picking up on a little area of higher
So,
winds just north of
I
Litchfield.
appreciate the offer
Currently near
and
60
the
miles
thought.
per hour. So a low precip area of damaging winds currently moving towards Buffalo over the next few minutes. Also, rotation still going here near Renville, going towards Olivia. We could still get a tornado with this storm. No tornado as of right now confirmed, but there is still strong rotation moving to the east. Riley has an update. Go ahead.
You can stand in the dog pound. I'm not standing for 4
I actually have
hours.
an update
I'm a
on
big fat guy.
California in the
No.
Los Angeles area and San Bernardino County. We did
I
actually just have a
appreciate the
new
thought, though,
wildfire that
Lyman.
started up there. It's already up
I
to
very much do
500
appreciate
acres,
it.
and they are
Let me lose
closing
some
a
weight
few
and get
roads
back
in
to
the
you.
area. We actually recently got permission to use the Cal Fire camera network, so we're the only streamer that's able to do that as of now. So we're going to work on trying to get some of the images.
Have I ever
of
been to
that wildfire.
Sturgis? Well, no.
All right, I think Riley for the update. That's the fire north of Riverside. Obviously, it was a devastating month back in January when we had all the wildfires.
No, I've never been to Sturgis. I've never been that far west either. So, but no, I've heard it's beautiful country out there.
And there's now one starting up that's near the Silverwood Lake State Recreational Area. So we're keeping an eye on that. And as soon as we have any sort of photos of that, we'll obviously be sure to let you know. That is not what you want to hear, though. California has been hammered by wildfires, especially
there's probably
earlier this
that
year.
too. I mean,
Hasn't
yes.
really been much
I go sit in a
recently that's been
loge.
major, but that's already up to 500 acres. So you need to keep an eye on that. Thank you, Selena, for the $20 super chat. Thank you for all the service for your community. Your work helped keep my family safe. Really appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. Also, shout out to Anita with the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Connor had a tornado for a second. I don't think Connor has a tornado, but he is near the tornado warnings in South Dakota. So
Are you going to advertise
Connor's
my
view.
law office with a sign?
This is Connor's view.
It depends what you're going to do.
These buttons are so slow. That's the view there of the tornado warning storm from the south. This is
The
back
fish tank
over
house
just,
is condemned, yeah.
East of White, South Dakota, but that's looking in the direction of our tornado warning storm. Not really seeing anything definitively down. The clouds are still pretty low here. Still tons of lightning.
Me and Chad Zumach having a nice day at the game. That'd be funny.
All I got was a chirp.
Wild wall cloud near St.
I
Cloud.
get
It's
black men
probably a
off on your website. I mean, all right, that's not the worst it could be.
YouTube for the super chat.
It's not the worst it could be.
Also, shout out to Susie and as well as Caitlin with the Venmo donations. For an update on Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Okay.
I'll do a little update for the Grand Rapids area. So this back over north of our line. I don't think anything's going to happen in Grand Rapids for the record. Not really expecting many storms up there. And overall, I think the most significant severe weather is going to be in this general area for the next few hours. Try to outline a little bit. But this is going to be the general corridor for the next few hours for severe weather. Kind of excluding this area. Other than that, basically anywhere in the circle has a chance of potentially significant severe weather between now and like 1 or 2 in the morning. I have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Morrill, Millica, and as well as Page. That'll be for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. No tornado possible label on that. This tornado warning near Rice will be allowed to expire. Still have 3 other tornado warnings outside of that one that are still capable of producing tornadoes. Also, Clanker with the sewer chat says, I just want you to remember that you're doing everything you can. Don't think otherwise. Also, your stream views have had pretty equal with the competition. It'll continue to reach more people. I appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you, MSP, for the super chat as well. And also, Tated for the super chat. You guys are way too generous. Big Lake, Minnesota. Check that out as well. Big Lake, mainly a wind threat. Tornado threat should stay low. Tons of lightning, by the way. I haven't really talked much about the lightning, but I want to continue to reiterate that these storms are highly electrified. You can see it with Connor, bottom left of your screen. There is an insane amount of lightning with these storms. I mean, it is absurd. So just be ready for frequent,
very dangerous.
Lightning. And we could even see some cloud of ground lightning as well, which could spark fires. That's always entirely a possibility. So be ready for highly electrified storms. You may not be sleeping anytime soon if you're in any of these severe warnings or even near any of these storms because of how much
Why
thunder
wouldn't you
and
be
lightning there is
sleeping?
right now. And
Don't be a bitch. Go to sleep.
And this is on our tornado
Like
warning in
Eminem
South
says,
Dakota.
go to sleep, bitch.
Even the storms in South Dakota are producing tons and tons of lightning.
Actually, you think that's a song Nick plays his kids when it's bedtime? Go to sleep, bitch. Die, motherfucker, die.
Up there eventually to outside of us. Which Hampton was it?
Also, this is a view of the wildfire that we were just talking about a moment ago back over near Riverside in California. Kind of see it at the top left of your screen there. So that is at least a little view there of the wildfire here just from moments ago. And so we're keeping an eye on that. are some small flames though visible. Oh, actually, wait a second. I pointed that out wrong. That might have been the sun setting. I'm stupid. I'm so dumb. This is what this.
No,
is
he plays the
actually what it
Eminem
looks
song.
like. The fire's down here.
Go
I
to
don't know
sleep,
why.
bitch.
That sun is not the fire. This is the fire. That kind of day. That down there, though, is the fire. You can see the flames going up and the smoke. Fire is probably going to spread more there near Riverside. Hey, Ethan for the $10 super chat. Also, Caitlin with the Venmo donation.
I don't know if they're outside the car or what, but
I'm glad I at least heard. I think said call ended, so I wasn't sure if it even went through.
You're over in North Branch, Minnesota. Biggest concern will be damaging winds. I do think we're going to get a severe thunderstorm watch here soon for the Minnesota area, maybe even a tornado watch. I do want to point out that they have issued a new mesoscale discussion about 10 minutes ago. This one is not for Minnesota, though. This one's actually back over in Nebraska and South Dakota. So right along our cold frontal boundary, we are expecting the threat of damaging winds and as well as hail to continue. They have mentioned that some clustering of storms is possible overnight. We may get a semi-organized cluster of storms, and if that happens, there will be a potential for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, and then hail is large the size of golf balls. Northern Nebraska and southern South Dakota. About a 40% chance of a severe watch being issued. I would expect, though, we'll probably get a watch here at least sometime soon. Maybe a severe watch, maybe a tornado watch between, southern Minnesota back through the Twin Cities and then also back up just to the south of Duluth is where I would anticipate a new watch being issued here soon. We don't have one right now, but it would make sense because we are going to see severe weather there here pretty soon.
Well, am I going to the Dakota tonight? Would I? I think it'd be a lot of fun.
That is in place.
One of the things I want to do at
all the way
2.0
to
is
the
go out
Twin
west.
Cities. Red Wing, west of Eau Claire, you guys are all in this 5% tornado risk. So again, be ready for the potential for a few tornadoes. On top of that, we could see significant damaging winds and large to even very large hail over the next few hours.
She has been out west.
Eric,
I have
Super
not.
Chat says you are awake late. I don't usually sleep until like 4, so just letting you know. This is not late by any means. We were live until 12:30 last night, Central Time.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
We have a confirmed tornado apparently in Dual County, South Dakota. This is where we had the large tornado near Gary earlier. This is a confirmed tornado via weather spotters. They said this is very interesting. The confirmed tornado text here. When it pops up, it says weather spotters reported a possible tornado near Brant at 10:10 p.m. So I have not really seen this wording before, but a possible tornado. So has been upgraded to confirmed. So if you're in Brant or near Clear Lake, be in your safe place, away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. There's reportedly a tornado here on this storm near Brant. Connor is not far from this bottom left of your screen. I'm going to go to Connor. Apparently there is a tornado down here. This would be near Brant, just south of Clear Lake. This is right around where that large tornado happened near Gary earlier.
All right, Chad, I think we're kind of running out of parts to do here. So, and I need more black paint than I anticipated. So I got to go to the store and get some because I don't have enough. But we're going to start priming and putting a lot of shit together here coming up. So I think we're going to be working on this soon.
you booked the one on the north side and south side of town.
The lightning's just insane.
I think it's going to be the last little bit of stuff we're working on. So.
Can't really see anything. This is a much clearer view now. I can't really see much. Just a lot of lightning. I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to see a tornado if there was one back in there. Maybe off to the right, maybe in the middle. There's a couple like little low scuddy areas, but nothing definitive.
Okay, I didn't know there was a difference between Sioux Center and Sioux Falls. Half the rooms that I booked by accident were in Sioux Center. So I don't know if you want that one or if you want me to try and rebook you something in Sioux Falls.
All right, here. Let's see what we got.
Center, I
I mean, NorCal has a lot of twisty highways. Yeah.
Hey, which for the super chat?
Sioux City and Sioux Falls. How was there a
I should go to Mount Diablo.
don't know, man. I assumed it was there, and I didn't check because I looked up Sioux Falls, and it was in the list of hotels in Sioux Falls. I should have checked.
I've heard of Wall Drug. There's Wall Drug. There's like the Corn Palace, the Corn Palace.
So just be in your safe
Yeah,
place.
all that stuff. I've heard about it. It's a lot of fun down there.
Tornado there near Brant, just to the south of
Clear
Lake. Tornado warning over near Olivia, Minnesota has gotten a lot broader over the last few minutes. And I think it was mostly just side lobe contamination, but continue to stay in your safe place, at least for now. If you're in Olivia, damaging winds still a concern here, possibly upwards of 60 to 70 miles per hour. And still a low chance of a tornado as the storm continues to track east. It will be going towards Hector and then eventually going towards Brownton. And then a significant round of damaging winds currently back over in eastern Minnesota. This is just outside of Pine City and Mora. The southeast of Little Falls, north of Minneapolis. So still continuing to produce damaging winds as high as 60 miles per hour. Back over to Connor on our confirmed tornado warning. Still don't see anything right now, but a lot of lightning still.
Wild.
Is it my mic? My bad.
Hold on, shit here.
Huge shout out to Jacqueline for the $10 Venmo donation. I found your channel while browsing YouTube earlier today. I was immediately captivated and shared it with several people. Appreciate that. And once again, if you have any friends or family here in Minnesota, South Dakota, even Nebraska tonight, make sure you can share the stream with them if you want on Facebook, Twitter, or all those good platforms. Obviously, also make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We've posted a lot of stuff today on those platforms, including the tornadoes that have happened today. There are a lot of crazy videos from today's event, and if you don't want to go back in the stream and watch the entire tornado, you can watch some of the craziest moments on our Twitter and Facebook pages, which again are at Max Velocity WX. Again, all the links are down below. You can also join our Discord server, our community on and off the stream, which is linked in the description below. But yeah, it was, again, a really crazy day. We'll show some of those videos here throughout the next few hours whenever the weather's at least a bit quieter, but we still have 10 active warnings. I do want to talk briefly about a cluster of storms that is forming in South Dakota and Nebraska. We have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning going towards Wood Lake and Springview. That is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and ping-pong ball-sized hail. I do think they'll probably issue a severe watch for northern Nebraska, or at least extend the watch here soon for this area. They did mention a 40% chance of a watch would be in play. So wouldn't be surprised if they issued a watch of some sort here. Don't know for sure yet, but we'll have to wait and see. I would think we're going to get a watch, though, with the line of storms that is starting to grow there. Yeah, if you rewatch too, I mean, you can rewatch, you can watch the clips. It was all pretty crazy stuff. Also, the tornado warning for Dual and Hamlin counties has been upgraded to 2-inch sized hail. So 2-inch sized hail now. Back over here near Castlewood and Esteline. That is the size of limes or Easter eggs. It's not Easter, but I've never seen so much lightning. It's been insane. There's been tons and tons of lightning. Just a crazy amount of lightning here. No clear visible sign of a tornado on the storm in South Dakota, but still producing a boatload of lightning. Normal. Yeah, Alexandria or Alexandria for the criminal member.
I'm good. Appreciate it, Kurt.
Thank you, Zach, also for the Venmo donation. Thanks for the coverage. You say hey to my buddy Noah. How's it going, Noah, shopkeeper?
We're driving away from the storms now.
Let's see here, chat. Oh, there we go.
As near our confirmed tornado warning, that is Connor
One of these days,
We have a
BLT
new
is going to
severe
show up and
warning
I'll eat them.
for Yellow Medicine, Chippewa, Renville, and Redwood counties in Minnesota. They'll be here over in western Minnesota. That'll pop up in a second. We have a new damage report back over in Renville, Minnesota as well. A storm chaser is reporting numerous trees down in Renville. There was strong rotation at the time, and there was also a large velocity signature that was on radar. So there may have been a tornado, but at the minimum, some sort of wind damage. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for the Canby, Granite Falls, and Redwood Falls areas. I also think we may get a flash flood warning here soon for Canby with how much rain's been falling. So just be ready for that. Turn around, don't drown on the roadways. But this large severe thunderstorm warning encompasses a lot of western Minnesota. 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail are possible. Storms are getting closer and closer to the Minneapolis area. We got a broken line of storms that'll be approaching here over the next hour. Obviously, radar may be deceiving, and it does show it kind of being kind of 50-50 on storms right now, but it may extend further south. I've been seeing at least some upgrowth in our line back over near Becker and also near Buffalo. So we may start to see the damaging wind threat increase further south and maybe even a low tornado threat. So we need to be keeping an eye to the skies, keeping an eye to the weather. If you're back over in the Twin Cities, I do think severe weather is at least possible for the Twin Cities in the next couple of hours. It really should be in your area within the next 60 minutes. And so we're keeping a very close eye right now in the Minneapolis area. But otherwise, almost everything is outflow dominant here across the board. So there being a tornado in any of these storms is a low chance. It's not zero, but it's on the lower side of things. There's still a boatload of lightning.
This stream is higher energy and flashcast right now.
I'm going to do free chasers bottom of your screen there.
Flash met his goal, though. That's pretty cool. He met his $100,000 sales goal, which is always kind of neat to see people accomplish their goals.
Tornado warnings, all of them are on your screen here.
Meeting the goal, chat.
Western Minnesota. Governor Media has a pretty cool view of the
you know what?
storm back over here near Canby.
Jordan, I think you can see it. Yeah, you can see it.
What?
Holy crap.
Point your car at it because we got the stream still going.
I'm trying.
What is it?
Can I point my car at it? All right, guys. Self-awareness here. Self-awareness. Move.
What are they looking at?
There's a tornado off to our left.
Apparently there's a tornado.
What?
This is back over near Ivanhoe in western Minnesota.
I got on my back camera.
Thanks for doing me solid.
Straight
Yeah,
south
no
on
worries,
the
buddy.
interstate. I don't see anything, but obviously.
Apparently they see a tornado. Of course, the lightning stops and we're looking at it. The lighting literally stopped.
What's that? The just said storm spotters reported possible tornado. It might have just been that scud.
Maybe just scud. All right. Well, they're looking in the direction of where the tornado would be. That would be near Astoria.
I mean, I'm live streaming. Yeah, you're good.
Topic. I guess we've got an observed tornado just to our northwest.
Dead Snake, your cousin came over and she's been clean.
So,
hey man, that's some good.
Storm Intermedia, they are.
That's some good fucking news.
Of the tornado that would be back over to the southeast of Brant. That tornado warning goes for 5 more minutes.
Dead Snake, that's some good fucking news, man. You know, it's awesome news your cousin's doing better. Hopefully they keep it up. Hopefully they keep it up. It's not an easy road, but it can be done. That's some good news, though. That's always good news. So hopefully they keep on it. Hopefully they realize drugs are not cool. Unlike other people. So, that's some good news, man. Some very good news. He thought she's dead. Well, there you go.
There is a tornado here. It'll be probably back over near Astoria, and then eventually going towards Hendricks in Minnesota.
Yeah, she was gone. Now she's back. Well, there you go. All right, chat.
Also,
I think we're going to wrap this up here
Riverside
because
Water.
I got to let this all the glue dry. There's a bunch of pieces here I need to start shaping and fitting. So I am going to work on that. And yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens on Monday when Nick shicks. I cannot imagine he is complying with the terms of that case or his protection order. I mean, really does not sound like that at all. Seems pretty retarded, if you ask me, for him to do what he's doing tonight. But hey, you know, maybe I'll have to do a Sean the Law Whale PSA on Monday for Nick. So some of you just got here. I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. So what's going on in Minnesota tomorrow? Nothing. Monday is the day where Nick will get reported. So for violating the protection order, we'll see. Is your estimation about Nick going down every day? I mean, it's never going up, but yeah. Does the judge have to watch the stream as evidence? No. I mean, like, they'll present probably clips and pieces of things. I don't know. It all depends on what gets presented at these hearings. And we don't know what's going to be presented. So we shall see. So we're gonna work on that another day, chat. So can we get transcripts? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Is the casino coming back soon? I think so. I'm not sure though. So anyways, yeah, chat. In the meantime, I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll probably do some more stuff, and just remember till next time, chat. Don't be Nick. Don't be Nick. In a world of Nicks and Aaron's, be yourself. Good night, chat. Take care.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the